All right, how are we all doing tonight? So we're doing an impromptu live stream all about the new Anbernic RG557 this time. That's right, they're back at it again with the latest Android flagship. This is rocking a Demensity 8300. I have an unboxing and impressions video that's on the way later tonight, but while producer Sony is working and editing on that, which thank you, producer Sony, for that, many are antsy to learn more about this handheld and what it can do, and I didn't include too much gameplay testing in the video that's coming later tonight, and so I thought we'd get together tonight just impromptu and just do a little gameplay. Now I know on the Flip 2 video we had a lot of lead up and unboxing, and it really took a while, so we're just gonna hop right into it here. So welcome everybody. All right, live chat. How you doing? Not too bad, Skulls. Yeah. Oh, geez, we have people. I didn't realize we'd get this many people here this late at night. Hey, Russ. What's going on, everybody? Okay, so they sent two models along here, and I don't want to go over what I'm going to be going over in the video that's coming out in just a few hours. So long story short is we have the purple here, we have the white Dimensity 8300, 5.84-inch AMOLED screen. Really, basically what you have here is the body and shell of the RG556 with fixed joysticks. That's right. These joysticks are brand new on here. They are comically small, however. Very comically small. Which, look at that. Look how big my thumbs are. Look how small those sticks are. However, there's no cardinal snapping I'm here to report. So that's been fixed, and they actually feel great and perform really well in games. But unfortunately, let's just turn the handheld on. Unfortunately, they are fairly small, so maybe some joystick caps, but there's not a lot of clearance. So real quick, we have some mushy rubber membrane buttons, D-pad, which feels really good, by the way, both the D-pad and the buttons. The sticks feel good as well. If you want to see, the proof is in the pudding. So let's get out of here. And where's my gamepad tester? Look at that. Huh? No cardinal snapping. Look at those dead zones. Now, you may be seeing some flickering, some vertical flickering, and this is actually reporting to be a 60 hertz display, so I believe what you have here is pulse width modulation, the PWM. So if you're sensitive to that, beware, that is happening pretty heavy on this handheld. However, with my eyes, I see none of that whatsoever, which is really good to know. And we don't know when this releases yet. We should see pre-orders here in the next few days, I am guessing, but I am not sure. Price as well, we're not quite sure yet. Early rumor was $205. Now we're hearing rumors of about $250 for TikTok shop in the US, but they always do discounts and coupons, so they kind of price up to plan to release at a lower price after coupons. And so I'm guessing we're going to land, after tariffs and everything taken into account, I'm guessing around $230 if I had to guess, which is tough because that's, you know, that's Odin 2 pricing. Not quite like Odin 2 Portal pricing, but it's getting up there. Now the Demensity 8300 does punch above what you can get in the Retroid Pocket 5 here with the Snapdragon 865, but we have, again, we have two devices here with really nice OLED screens. But as you can see with the Retroid, you're not seeing any of that PWM flicker. And here, let's see, you can see it easier on white screens. Here you're seeing that flicker pretty crazy, right? Pretty crazy. RP5, nice and lightweight, a little bit smaller. RG557 though, oh man, is it comfortable. Like, this is the same shell as the 556, and if you loved the 556 and you loved how comfortable it was, like, this is the same shell. This is just as comfortable, which is freaking fantastic. So you have that nice ergo bump out here, and it feels really good. What doesn't feel really good though is on this purple. This is the same plastic being used as on the blue, unfortunately, and so that's really a shame. Because what you have here is a very glossy finish, which is just not amazing feeling. And on the white here, this feels nice and matte, and I really like the white finish there. And my camera is picking up a little bit more of a warmer tone on the body. This really is a true white. This is not like a beige white or anything or off white. This is true white. Let's see if we can get a little bit better lighting. Let's see if I. Well, we'll just deal with that. But you have LEDs around the joysticks again here. You have quiet, mushy rubber membrane D-pad. The pivot feels really nice, and I'll show you that in some games here in a second. And unfortunately, you do have clicky L1 and R1. So these sound exactly like the RG406H L1 and R1, if you know what that sounds like. So fairly loud, clicky. And then here you have a analog Hall triggers on the back. And you have anti-magnetic or anti-drift sticks, but they're not called Hall sticks. So I don't know what they are. They're just very, very little. Isn't that silly? Like, isn't that crazy? Right? Right? Am I crazy? They're like a little bit bigger than Vita and joysticks, but like even something like this Pow Kitty X35H has bigger sticks. So that's like my real big gripe with it so far. But they perform well and they feel good. And you guys got to see this case. Like they sent this Ronald McDonald carry case. Where is it? I know I put that somewhere. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Are you ready for this? Look at this thing. Look how glorious this is. So you have like a carbon fiber thing here. Look at that ridiculous carry case. It's so bright. I mean, you're going to be able to see this handheld stand out in your collection easy. So you're like, I know where the 557 is. Remember when they had that Gucci case? Like that brown kind of Gucci case? Very similar there. The McDonald's. This is the Ronald McDonald special right here. And you know what? It feels good though. Like the material's nice and it functions well. And I like the embossed top. So this is the most unique case I've seen from Anbernic. As far as like size comparisons goes, by the way, here's the RP5, here's the bump out in the RP5 versus this. This you won't need any kind of grip on. The RP5, sometimes I find myself wanting to use like a little clip-on grip. And I mean, same thing here with the Portal. AYN Odin 2 Portal. But the Portal is definitely bigger and wider. So here's a look there. And then this does have active cooling, but the Dimensity 8300 runs pretty cool. So I don't think you need the fan on too often. However, the fan is fairly loud, I found out. Even on lower settings, it's pretty loud. And when you put it on full settings, it's really loud. But again, this chipset, even playing like Wii U, didn't need too much cooling. And it hasn't really been getting hot. So the Dimensity 8300 runs super cool. It does outperform the 865, like I was saying. It does not outperform the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 that's in the AYN 2 Portal here. But it does, like 75% or so, beat the old RG556's T820 chipset, which is really crazy, man. It's really crazy. But I have to say, once again, like I don't have a 556 right now to compare this to, by the way, so I'm sorry about that. But I really enjoyed the 556 and how comfortable it was. And I just wish that the sticks had been fixed, and I wished that we got a different colorway that didn't have this glossy plastic. So the white colorway here for this 557 really hits the spot for me. It is so dang lightweight. Let's see how lightweight it is. Scale, where'd you go? I'll have to pull it out. It's somewhere. But anyways, this is about 335 grams, I want to say. Maybe 338 grams. And it's just so lightweight. And it's actually kind of pocketable. Like, check this out. Let's see. Because the sticks are so recessed, right? It actually is pocketable. Kind of catches a little bit, but the sticks are so recessed, you could definitely pocket this. It's not that big. It's not that big. If you want to, yeah, if you want to scale a size comparison with my phone, let's do that. I actually do have an iPhone. What is it? It's 15 Max here. This has the Game Baby on it. Shout out Game Baby. And then here's a regular Samsung S25 Ultra, Apple Pro, got Apple 15 Pro Max. Yeah. Let's go back to the overhead footage. Here we go. Here we go. So there you go. So here's with an iPhone. Here's with an S25 Ultra. People have been asking lately to compare to smartphones, which makes a lot of sense, really. We get in our a zone over here of just handhelds, figuring you guys all want to see comparisons to other handhelds. But for some of you, this might be your first retro handheld you ever buy, and you really don't know, huh? You really need like a comparison to something you already have in your pocket and you actually have around, and it's something I really need to think about more. So that's a great idea for thinking about that. Yeah, two of your standard flagship phones there. Now, classically, I'd just say pair your phone you already own, save the money, pair it with a controller, right? But the benefit of having this dedicated device is you don't have like your text messages coming in, you don't have all your distractions, and so it's really nice to see this as an option for folks. And the 557, man, at first, like in my video you'll see later tonight, but at first I was like, I'm not sure about this, but as I've been using it and playing it this evening, it's got this charm to it, and it's just, again, so dang comfortable. I mean, Anbernic released the most comfortable handheld, the most comfortable Android handheld last year with their 556. And really, they didn't need to change too much. So we have intake air here, we have the fan there, we have a headphone jack down there, USB-C, with a little microSD card slot. This came shipped with a card full of ROMs, and that it actually works right out the gate with their front end. So I'll show you that. 2 down-firing speakers. They sound okay, by the way. They get very loud, but they're not like incredible sounding. I would say probably the Flip 2 and the Retroid Pocket 5 sound a little better there, but yeah. If you want to see it next to the Flip 2, here you go. So here's the Flip 2. Flip it up. There's a good kind of a joystick comparison there too. So smaller than the Flip 2's joystick, which is the same joystick here as on the Retroid Pocket 5. If we can find some nubs that are similar sizing to like Vita sticks, like Vita caps, these are obviously way too big, but my Stubbs nubs, but don't buy this one, that's painful. But smaller ones might fit, and you might actually get the clearance to put those on, but you're going to have to be picky, because look, you just don't get too much clearance there. You do get full range of motion right now, and by the way, these are not caps that you can just pop off. These are stuck on there, so it'll really be a subjective thing. I have gotten used to these sticks as I've been playing, but they are, again, for my big thumbs, comically small. Okay, let's play some games. Enough of my yapping, huh? Live chat. I'm not great at multitasking, by the way, and it's just me tonight. I don't have any help during this stream, and so forgive me if I don't pay attention to chat as much, but I will try. I'll probably ask you for some requests, and we'll take a look. Russ, oh man, that sucks. They're not removable. Yeah, I know, right? I mean, I'm going to try again. Yeah. Yeah. No. But Russ, you'll like this, man. They have super quiet buttons here. Like, these are just very quiet. They don't make any clacking. I know you'll be the judge of that, right? But because I also said the Flip had quiet buttons, but these are like actually much quieter. These are whisper quiet. They make almost no sound unless you really smash on them. You'll hear in the video later tonight, but yeah, volume up and down up there and all that good stuff. Oh, and we have Andrew joining us, Mr. Andrew from our web team. Dude, how's it going?
What's up, man?
What's going on? What are you up to?
I'm just working on some stuff.
If you
Saw you were
just
going
if you
live, and
just stare ahead just like that, it'll appear as if you're the one live streaming and I'm your hands, which I'm good with that.
I mean,
Just
we could
just
try that.
emote my voice through your body. Okay. So let's go into the RG launcher, which you can launch with this button, although in this beta software here, it's not working super well, and these again are um here, man. I am going to I'll full screen the handheld again. And give me 1 second. Okay. Andrew, do you want to help me run live chat?
Yeah, I'll keep an eye on live chat.
See if you can. It does it let you star people? Like if there's a little star icon and you can star their requests for games and whatnot, and it'll queue it up for me.
Um,
I don't know if you have that option or not on your side.
I don't. I don't
That's
see it.
okay.
Let me hold on.
Just let me know then if someone has a request, and we'll or type it in the private chat here. Okay, so here is their front end. Now, you'll see this in the video later, but they have a new initialization screen when you first set up the handheld. And they have this front end, and it's actually loaded on this SD card with games, and it all just works. Like most of these, as I've been trying, they just are configured. There's box art. And here's something wild. Russ, you got to check this out, man. Oh, we got Todd on here. Everyone's just joining the stream. Hey, Todd, what's going on, man?
What up? I could not
Yes.
resist the urge to pop in and check out this thing.
That's fair. That's fair. How are you doing?
Dude, I'm so excited. I'm mad because mine should be here like tomorrow or the next day.
Really? Oh, okay. You got to tell people the rumors you've been hearing about the price on TikTok. What do you know? Can you tell us about the price?
It doesn't look cheap.
Like how not cheap? What are we talking about here?
I'm ballparking. I can't say for sure, but I'm ballparking. It's going to be over $200, probably maybe around like 220, 230.
I was also saying 230. So maybe we're landing in the right area, which you have to guess that this is going to be they're going to have to be somewhat competitive to sell in the US. At some point we're going to have to accept that tariffs are a part of life, but also like we also just don't have to buy these things at all, right? Like we have our phones. So
Yeah, I don't
what's your
know,
thought?
man.
I'm going to full screen this again.
Someone's saying I'm being too loud. My microphone's too loud. Here, let me turn it down.
I turned you down on my side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
So my theory is that the reason they haven't announced a price is because they haven't figured out which price they can sell this at and still make money. I think that's kind of what we're dealing with right now, it seems like. So I don't know, but I think 230 is where they were kind of shopping around. TikTok, the way the TikTok platform works, this is kind of a trade secret, but a lot of the time, companies can go to TikTok and TikTok will subsidize their cost. And so as a result of that, they price things a little higher than they do on their website because after the subsidized like coupon hits, it's either the same or less or like ever so slightly above. But the number that I heard for what they were going to price it at on the TikTok shop was absurd, like really high. So I don't know. I'm kind of nervous for what the pricing will be. They still haven't figured out exactly what they want to price it at as of last night when I was asking. So
okay. So and like you were telling me, like there should be coupons that bring that price down. So
yeah, they'll do what they always do, which is like a first 24 or 48 hour like discounted price. And then other stores like the TikTok shop, a lot of the time, they'll get with certain creators that tend to bring in more viewership and they will add an additional kind of buff discount on top. So we'll see how that works out. I haven't heard anything official from that because, like I said, they haven't even decided what they want to price it at.
Okay. All right. Well, I mean, have you heard at all when pre-orders go up?
I don't know. Yeah, again, I kind of asked about that and they still said they weren't really sure. So I'm assuming that the whole reason why they announced this was because they probably had it all kind of ready to go. Because I mean, we haven't heard anything from them all year,
Right.
and then
This
they
is what they've
probably
been cooking on.
Yeah, they were cooking on this before the trade war decided to pop off, and now they're kind of like, well, we got to show people at least.
Right. And so, I mean, these honestly, these pre-production units feel a little bit rushed to me. You'll find when you get yours, you'll have to tell me, but at least for mine, man, this is having some janky software. It had an OTA update the moment I turned it on. And so I ran that, and it has had some funny issues, like just random stuff. Like I can't get Call of Duty Warzone to work, which is wild, and I can't get GeForce Now to function either. Like it works and opens up, but I can't get games to launch. So
It's
I think
probably it's a driver issue because they haven't
Right.
worked with this
They haven't worked-
chipset yet.
Exactly. They haven't worked with the Dimensity 8300. It's brand new, but the performance we're getting on tap for a lot of these games is really incredible. But I heard Switch might be a concern, so we'll have to take a look at that too. They did not include Switch on this SD card, but they did include Wii U, which is wild. And I actually quit the game. Let's just do challenge mode so we get into it faster. I've never played this game before.
Yeah,
I've
knowing
barely-
Anbernic, if Switch was on the table, it would have been something that they would have kind of.
We can't
Well,
even
I don't know,
play this
maybe
yet.
not, because even in their Wii U footage on all their YouTube stuff, they were
screw it.
very cautious to blur everything out. So maybe they're trying to tread the line kind of carefully.
The other thing is
Spider-Man.
Dimensity. They're gonna have problems with Dimensity regardless, just because of driver support.
Yeah.
Bloodshot, I
mean,
said, I
it'll-
wonder how well retro handhelds sell outside of the US. That's a really good question. That's something that I actually was kind of meaning to talk to them about because it is kind of curious how big the market is in other places because we tend to be the one country that consumes luxury at a rate that no other countries kind of touch. So
Yeah. Yeah, it's wild, man. We're in a brand new world here too. I've actually never ever messed with Wii U emulation on Android before. It's something I've been meaning to do, but they included it here on the card, and so I'm like, all right, let's go. Let's see what this is about. And this is really cool.
I actually just for the first time did it with the Portal. So
Oh, really?
yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat. I think yesterday was the first time I ever tried to run Wii U on Android, and it feels weird how intuitive it is, to be honest.
Yeah, it seems to work really well. And Andrew, what were you going to say?
Did they include the latest build of CMU for Android? Because I know it was updated like a couple weeks ago.
I'm sure it doesn't have the latest, but we'll take a look.
I bet you, if anything, Andrew, they're probably still including the Dolphin build from like 4 years ago.
No, I think he showed it. I think it popped up. Let me rephrase. I think I saw the logo for CMU.
Yeah,
So
it
that's
has
why
Simu on here.
Yeah. There was a build that was out for, I think it went untouched for like maybe 6 months, 5 months, something like that. It was like late last year.
Can I get your guys? That sounds about right. Can I get your guys' help to help me with chat questions as questions come in?
I'm skimming right now.
Perfect.
If you guys have any specific questions, make sure you ask them right now because I haven't been missing a few. There's kind of a lot more people in here. There's a lot of excitement for this handheld, it looks like.
Yeah, and people are asking too, like, are the sticks tall like the 406H? These might be the 406H sticks modified a little bit, but they are actually very recessed in the shell. Look at that. There's not much clearance there. And this is pocketable. It's barely, but it is pocketable because the sticks are so recessed, which is nice. But yeah.
Tony said, how loud are the buttons compared to the Portal? That's a good point to bring up because I actually just finished my Portal video like this afternoon, and that was the one downside that I forgot to mention is how noisy those face buttons are.
So the live stream setup here, their setup just blocks noise like this, so you're not going to hear this. I'm going to describe it to you, but stay tuned for the video later. But the Portal has pretty loud, clacky face buttons and a clicky D-pad. These are whisper quiet rubber membrane buttons. They just don't make any noise, and the D-pad also rubber membrane, but you can feel the pivot pretty clearly, which is nice. You do have loud clicky triggers, and the backs are quiet. They're Hall sticks or Hall triggers.
Someone was asking about the range of travel on the sticks compared to the RP5, because you did mention these are quite recessed, and that might be the same sticks from the 556. So I'm guessing that probably not a great range of travel.
Do those rub? Do the edge of the stick rub against the RGB light?
I call that joystick grind, and it drives me absolutely insane when handhelds have that, and I'm pretty sensitive to it. And these do not rub. They don't. They
It
barely.
looks
They
so
don't.
close.
It comes so close, but I don't think it's touching. Like if you were to push it hard,
It
it
probably
barely
would,
touches, but it
but you don't
doesn't
feel it.
grind. No, and here's the. So here you go.
And that
And so yeah,
PWM though.
yeah, the PWM is pretty intense, right? This pulse width modulation, it's kind of nuts. Again, I'm not seeing that with my eyes, but look on camera. And some might be wondering, like, oh, is that just because it's not a clean 60 hertz? Well, I checked on, where is it, Chrome here, and it's reporting. Let's see, VSync tester.
I wish I knew you were getting yours before I was getting mine because I would have sent you my 556 because I'm sure it's the exact same screen, but there's lots of other things to compare.
Was the 556 also one that had PWM like this?
Yeah.
Okay, so it is.
It wasn't a fantastic panel.
Yeah. Well, I heard it's like the same panel as the RP5, just tuned a little more poorly. I don't know if there's any validity to that, but so
I mean, if that's the case, then that we might be able to get some. There might be able some community magic.
yeah, right.
Perhaps.
Where
I'm
are you,
hoping-
Gamma?
We got to get this
Yeah.
PWM thing fixed. Again, I only see it on camera, but for those who are sensitive, that's pretty intense, right? And here's another thing: is that it gets, as you get dimmer, it gets more intense.
Yeah.
So now it's just going. It's like
There is a
line-
range. There is a range where it doesn't. Like it's not as bad. Like if you stop it, like right around there.
right there. There's a perfect spot, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you're right,
And it's fine.
Andrew. You're right. It's still there, but it's way less reduced.
It's almost
And
like the step tuning in Android just doesn't kind of sync up with what the screen wants to do.
Right? And then as you go really bright, it's definitely reduced.
Yeah, but it'll blow out the rest of the video, which
It'll
is
blow out
the
on-
worst thing.
It'll blow
Tito
out on
wants to know-
camera.
Tito wants to know what's the difference between the 556 and the 557. It's a completely different chipset.
Look at that. It almost goes away completely, the PWM flickering, when you're at full brightness. It's
Oh, that's an
barely
easy
noticeable.
solution.
Easy solution for that is just put it on full brightness, but it's pretty bright. So, but we might
Pretty
have to
bright,
do that,
You'll have no battery, and you're gonna have sweaty palms
right?
more
I'm
than
gonna get
normal.
Speaking of sweaty palms, do you find you said that it runs efficiently so you don't need the fan, so you're not noticing any sort of palm heat or anything?
not so far. Even on like Wii U emulation, which is wild to me. The 8300 is just this very, very power efficient chip, it seems like, and it runs cool. Some were saying that it maybe doesn't even need active cooling at all, but it's nice to have. And this fan, if you do use it, you won't be able to hear it. You'll listen to my video later, but it's pretty loud. So, but I mean, it cools it right down if it does get warm. And the screen, Andrew, like you're saying, yeah, the screen itself does get warm when you turn it up.
Jonathan brings up a good question. He wants to know if the D-pad is clicky or squishy. It was very
Squishy.
squishy. I was going to say it was very squishy on the 556. I don't know if there's any improvement there.
Maybe
That was one of my
slight.
big gripes.
Yeah, I mean, it's very squishy. It's a kind of a glossy style. And here's the other one, by the way. So if you want to see the purple, I just don't like the purple because it has very glossy shell, but the look of it is pretty cool. But the same situation here, and this one's unique because this one has a QA issue. The right trigger is normal, but the left one has some sort of the travel goes down slower, and this one
So
goes
the
down.
spring resistance.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Spring resistance is better on this. This is normal to me. That's what the white one feels like, and this is like the resistance is tighter. So I don't know if we can adjust that, but this one probably was just rushed out.
It's
And
kind
as
of like
well,
what happened with my Anbernic controller.
yeah, and the A button for some reason has slightly different action than the B, Y, and X, just slightly. But this one is totally fine. Just that unit. I don't know why.
The only problem I have with the white one, because you guys are giving me crap in the chat about like our group messages about how I didn't like the white one, and
Yeah.
I like thought that the purple one would be better. For one, I didn't have a 556. I never used it. But for
Yeah.
two, when I had the 406H, I don't like the white buttons.
So they, oh, you don't? Yeah, well, we could probably swap these out, right? Then this is your standard Anbernic size
Yeah,
buttons. I think it's the same as the 406H and maybe the Cube.
Is it
that's what
more
I
of a
did
Stark?
with my H is that I swapped the buttons for the ones from the 406B. So like the Skittles ones, and it looks so much better than just having like the letters be colored.
Yes, I like the Skittle.
Is it more of a stark white like the 40XXV is? Like
Yes, it is. And my
white?
camera is slightly warm tone, as you can see right now. And I'll mess with lighting later, but
So you might need to crank up your overhead lights just a bit because even the purple unit kind of looks black.
yeah, let's see. I can get more lights here. Give me a second. This is gonna look really washed out, but let's see if it makes it better.
I
agree with you, Quadzilla. Having a white bezel would have been a really nice choice, but it would have been a very expensive choice, and I don't think anyone's willing to put that on a handheld.
Stay on handheld. Let's do this.
See, I'm mostly just excited for there to be a 556 shaped handheld that doesn't have snappy joysticks. So even if it was the same chipset and just better like sticks, that would have been more than enough for me, to be honest.
That's fair, man. I mean, yeah. Where?
In your video, did you notice if you had to use like one build of Nether SX2 over the other with this particular chipset or anything like that?
We'll take a look at what they have. I'm just using what's on stock. I have in my SD card with my regular apps and stuff. We can put that in. I'm getting my lights going. Give me 1 minute.
Oh, you're good.
I got to control them with this Bluetooth app.
Does the 557 finally have no cardinal snapping? It appears that there is no cardinal snapping.
Yeah, I'll show that again. For those watching the stream back, they're going to see me do the same tests over and over. And so I'm going to limit doing that and suggest maybe just rewinding or watching after the fact. But
that's why I figured I'd just answer it.
Yeah, good call. Good call.
Someone said 556 as in 556 ammunition. I never thought of that.
when I was at work today, yeah, I got an MFA code that was 556557. I'm like, the universe. And then, dude, the 557 showed up on my doorstep. I shit you not, like 10 minutes later. So I don't know. It's one of those weird things.
I'm shocked you got it so quick. Does anyone else have theirs? Does Russ have his?
I don't know. Rob got his today too, but he's working on editing a video right now, so he couldn't join the live stream.
Yeah, I kept him up late last night with a million questions, so that's my fault.
He ain't doing nothing.
Dare you? So that should be a more accurate representation. It still looks off-white on camera, but it is a flat white. Like it's for sure a flat white. And this is like here's the Pocketable X35H, which is also a very flat white. And yeah, they're just a little cream colored on camera, but oh well.
So would you prefer the sticks that are on this or like the 406H, for example, or V or whatever?
Oh, I like these better because even if they're a little smaller, I don't like tall sticks at all. The 406H I couldn't keep in the end. I didn't use long term because the sticks were just too dang tall. Like they were getting caught on everything, and like it was almost uncomfortable how tall they are. So these honestly are my bag. But my thumbs are just oversized for these sticks, and so I do need to find a cap that'll work. But yeah, no cardinal snapping, which is freaking awesome. Let's go back to game testing.
Yeah, definitely. So you said they gave you a card with games, so they're back to doing that again, huh?
Yeah, right.
My last like 4 review units have not had anything on them, which I'm not complaining about, but I just thought like,
yeah, and usually they don't have games when they send them, but here they wanted to, I guess, show them off. So Pico 8, Wii U, 3DS, which is wild to me that they're including 3DS on here, like Bravely Default and stuff, you know. But even Zelda, oh, they're brave. That is that is a choice. No. That is a choice.
Since Rob's not here, I'm gonna do the necessary. Oh no.
Oh no. We got Wii. They included Zelda. We got Nintendo DS on here loaded on. We got all of those. Looks like we got a bunch of PSP.
Ooh, Tatsunoko.
Atom, GBA, FPN. We have a bunch of PS2 on here. a lot of the bangers. We have WonderSwan, Naomi, Neo Geo Pocket, Dreamcast, GBC, MAME, N64, Sega, Saturn. Somebody was asking for Saturn. We'll have to do a little Saturn. PlayStation 1.
Saturn's one of those systems I feel like no matter how much of a gamer you were as a kid, like most people did not have that system, you know? Like I had a Saturn was my first console.
Right.
And when I talk about Saturn games, almost nobody knows like what I'm talking about.
Yeah. Yeah.
The Genesis.
I almost picked up a Saturn. And I have a Genesis now, but
yeah, we were a Sega household until we weren't. We got a
Some-
Dreamcast at launch.
Yeah, I didn't get the Dreamcast. I wanted it, but my parents were like, "Yeah, okay."
You're like, come on.
That's still
And
like
then that's
I
when
probably
got into some
out of
handhelds.
as I say, out of all my my retro like systems that I boot up all the
Street
time in the
Fighter, the
studio when
movie.
I'm bored, like I always boot up the Dreamcast.
PWM dimming, that's the word. Yeah. That's right.
There's got to be a way that that can be tuned in software. Now, I would not put any money on the
Gamma.
fact that Anbernic is going to do it, but
I want to see if I can. Yeah, it's just, it sucks because I got to keep it in this range to look pretty good on camera for you all. But unfortunately, keeping it in that range means horrible flickering. I could just dim the studio though, so we just see the screen. In fact, I
mean,
can stand up and that'll.
it doesn't look totally blown out. I mean, it does around like words and stuff, but as far as like image, like right now, it doesn't look too bad.
It'll fix itself if I get nice close to the lens here. So here's Sega Saturn. And it looks like they have some shaders going on. And they're using... Which one is this? Yabusan Shiro? The
It's
standalone
gotta
app?
be.
2
I think
Pro?
so, yeah.
Yeah, see... That fixes the PWM for the most part. It's just really... Ugh.
Let's see. I'm going to skim real quick for questions just to make sure we didn't miss any.
The only thing I've seen is somebody else asked about the plastic.
The plastic on the glossy stuff it's going to be the same as the 556. It's not
Yeah.
great. If you have sweaty hands, one thing I found is your sweat will then stick to your device. Like you almost become
call.
suction cup to the back of it.
Yeah, which
Which fun.
can be a good thing if you're playing like shooters or something. Like so your hands will slip off the
Ooh.
controller.
That you should test that, Stubbs. Native Android games. I'm just curious what the support is with the Dimensity chip. Like if it auto configs you to low settings just based on driver support, things like that. That's a
Sure.
big thing that I've been noticing in my videos. A lot of people that are buying Android handhelds actually really want to use them for Android games. And that makes sense. Obviously, we just don't think about it a lot because we're so used to kind of just pushing systems and emulations.
Yeah, we can take a look at that in a minute. I can tell you right off the bat that Call of Duty Warzone has issues. And Horizon Chase does work though. That's one I tried, and we can get a few more.
Warzone seems to be a picky one in general. I was having issues with the Portal last night. It was just like, I don't know. Like it just seems like it's really, really picky.
Yeah,
And that's a
fair, man.
Snapdragon chip.
So we're running a 3.5x upscale here on what I believe is this Aether or Nether? Let's see.
If it's theirs, it's probably Aether.
Where are my apps? Aether SX2, yeah.
Jonathan, we do not know the price yet. I'm estimating it's going to be $230-ish. I have pressed them a lot to get a price out of them. I sent messages to the group chat last night. They were like, we're not sure. But then again, they know I have a big mouth, so they probably didn't want to tell me. Like, if it is a shockingly high number, they're like, well, we're not telling this guy because he's going to tell the world. And you said this is 3.5x?
3.5x, yeah.
See,
And
that's good.
we're getting full speed still. We can try 4x. Let's see 4x. And this is running Vulkan, by the way.
Okay. I know that at least with the Unisoc chips, OpenGL was the way to go, but
Oh, really? Okay.
or I mean, maybe I'm misthinking or misremembering.
On
I don't know.
the
Someone can correct me.
yeah, on the T820, I had to switch to Vulkan to get better PS2 performance, at least for the T820 chipset. I don't know about other ones. That was one. I actually had to make a separate video the next day because I used OpenGL, and people were really like, "Why didn't you use Vulkan? Why? It can do better than this." And I'm like, "I'm sorry. I'll make another video." And then I made one the next day with Vulkan, and everything was great. So
Yeah, typically in any scenario, Vulkan is going to net better performance, but sometimes with compatibility, that's where OpenGL can be a little bit better.
I feel like on GameCube though, OpenGL tended to be. Maybe I'm misremembering that one, but
yeah, it's hard to remember.
we're getting a little slowdown on 4X, just a little bit, but it feels pretty fluid, and for the most part, I'm slapping on this. That's great. Okay. So
Yoshimitsu's the man, dude.
So I can tell you, yeah, Warzone, it opens, and then when you go to load like a game, it just crashes, and Yoshimitsu is the man. Horizon Chase works fine. We have Vita 3K on here. I'm very interested to try out. GeForce Now does not launch games right now. And let's grab another game. Any requests? Something that won't take an hour to download? Dredge is on sale. Oh, Vampire Survivors.
I mean, should be able to run that just fine.
We gotta do Halls of Torment too.
Oh, that's the one.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Oh, that's what you meant. Let's do Halls of Torment. Hell yeah, man.
I always get them mixed up in my head. I don't know why.
Well, they're both Vampire Survivor clones, except for Vampire Survivor is the not clone.
I think the official term now is called garlic-like. I was listening to a podcast the other day, and
garlic-like.
Yeah,
Garlic OS like.
That's what I think every time I hear that.
Garlic OS is a Miu Onion OS like.
Oh, that's right. Shredder's Revenge is now on the Play Store without Netflix.
Are you serious?
Yeah, it dropped today or last night or something.
I'm gonna dial in the right thing for this damn PWN. That's driving me insane. So it's somewhere around there. I don't know. All right, let's play. Yes, no, thanks, blah, blah.
Juan wants to know what's the biggest console that it can emulate. I mean, so far you said you were able to get Wii U working pretty well.
Yeah, so Wii U, so far I haven't had slowdown in Wii U, which is cool. I hear Switch might be an issue on this chipset, so I think it's worthwhile to load up my other SD card and get into Switch. They did not include it on here, and I'm sure it's on purpose, either for legal reasons or just because they don't want to show the performance drops. I don't know.
I don't know, man. They sent me when I sent in my my 406H, the one that, remember, the battery ballooned on me.
What?
And my replacement came back with an SD card that had Mario Wonder on it.
Are you serious?
Dead serious.
Anbernic's been good about removing the Mario games.
I'm like, you trying to get me killed?
Dude. Okay, let's see. Is this working? Okay, there we go. Let's go take care of some baddies.
Are you able to go down from the swipe down and like choose between like Xbox like X input controller and Switch controller and all that stuff, just like you were with the other one?
Yeah, Nintendo Switch mode, so that'll swap it. You can change.
Say maybe Xbox. certain games that aren't working with the built-in controls, it might just be that you need the Xbox mode.
Hold on, Todd, you're gonna get me killed. Okay, now I'm safely away.
You got me to spend so many hours in this game.
Is it my fault?
We were talking about like exercise games, like treadmill games.
It is a great exercise game.
And you're like, you got to buy Halls of Torment. And then I bought it, and then I put it on my my living room PC, and then I just like lost several nights of sleep.
It's addicting. I mean, clearing out these dungeons and you just keep on going. and the gameplay loop is very satisfying. And it's only, I think, $5 to buy it, which is very worth it.
It's
And so
much more difficult than Vampire Survivor, so you have to be like actively paying attention.
You
And so
do.
for that, it's more fun because Vampire Survivors, after you've like beat 1 or 2 levels, you can beat everything. It's not that hard.
Todd, I was meaning to reach out to you to hang out on the podcast soon, so this is good timing.
I was about to text you back. I'm sorry, but I'm interrupting this podcast because I'm so excited for this device.
That's fine. It's funny because all the previous guests, we just use the same URL for everybody and everything. So if you've ever been on the show, you could hop on anytime and just cause mass chaos if you wanted to, or just come hang, But
I try not to. I knew you didn't have a producer today, so I figured I saw Andrew popped in at the same time that I was loading in. I was like, somebody here is going to help this guy read chat.
I appreciate it. Yeah,
I'm glad you're here because
actually,
you're keeping up with it better than I am.
Yeah,
Someone said, hang on,
appreciate you
someone's
guys.
asking about this chipset. Is this performance better than the Snapdragon 865? Yes, I think it's like somewhat like 20% better in benchmarks.
Yeah.
It's 20% better in single core, 25 or 30 in multi, something like that. Something like that.
It might be reversed. Those numbers might be reversed.
But the problem with
I
that
can't
in
remember for
benchmarks
sure.
is compatibility is way more important than raw power when it comes to Android, at least.
Yeah.
Like if this was a Linux-based machine, it would be a bigger deal.
That's why if you want to, I don't recommend getting a Snapdragon 8 Elite phone, even though they're incredibly powerful. You can't emulate anything high on them.
Yeah.
Like you'll get better performance on an RP5 than you will on a brand new Samsung Galaxy S25 Ultra.
Do you think that there is Linux support for this chipset? I honestly, when it comes to Dimensity chips, I wasn't in the know of them until they started being used on the RP4 Pro and the RP4. I forgot there was 2 SKUs for that.
Oh, the PWM is so much nicer looking at full brightness.
Yeah, that screen looks crisp right now.
Oh, it's real crisp. Yeah, I mean, it looks like the RP5 screen when you have it like this.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, somebody asked earlier, are they pretty similar? Like without taking PWM into.
Yeah, I heard that they're the same panel, just they're tuned very differently.
Gotcha.
That's what I heard. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's true.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me. It feels like these are all made in the same general factory street. They just go down the road and they all just bid on parts
in Shenzhen.
I still think we should take a tour over there. Anbernic has told me that if we want to go to the factory, we just have to let them know ahead of time, and they're more than welcome.
That would be killer, man. I'd love that.
That would be fun.
Yeah, it would.
I have to wait till my English contact goes, though, so we can have like a translator, so that way we can have someone to translate when we yell at the engineers about all our complaints.
Oh, I'm not going to another country and yelling unless Zoo is with me. Because then I can just throw him in front of me and then run away.
Yeah, there you go.
I can just picture Zoo making us run across those like 3,000 lane Chinese like crossing streets.
Yeah, and then he would pull off just to screw with us.
For those that don't know Zoo in person, he moves a lot quicker than you think. He talks slow, but he moves fast.
Oh, he can talk fast too. You just got to get him in the right mood.
All right, so far compatibility is all right. I want to try Warzone again now that I've done there's an OTA update that I ran on here. And if you want to see what that OTA update is, I haven't run it on here for that exact reason. Let's see what it does. I wanted to get some input on this, so now is a good time. You're going to find it in the FOTA update area, by the way.
Someone said if we went to China, would we be allowed back in? I don't think that would be the issue.
No.
They might go through our luggage.
Yeah, we just need to not go to North Korea. That's where we need to not probably go to. We can go to China.
Dude, if you could smuggle a retro handheld into North Korea, you could single-handedly introduce them into generations of video games that they never knew existed.
Dude, they're gonna put me to death, man. If I did that,
I thought the Soldier Boy handheld, that's where that one ended up.
that one guy just took a flag off the wall or something. And that was the end of him.
Was the Soldier Boy console not an Anbernic? I think it was.
No.
No, or no, what
Anbernic.
was it?
No. Well,
No.
maybe the first one was something like a clone.
Or was
but
it Ampow or whatever?
No. It was TRDR. Turder.
Oh, it's a turder.
Oh,
Yeah.
The band
The
special.
The first one though was some sort of other option. So okay, so here's version 1.17, and it says optimizing system, fix bugs, silent upgrade in the background. So it's very generic, but we'll go ahead and enter the recovery system failed. Oh, the battery is low on here.
Juice.
Let me get some juice for you.
you know what you need to test out? I don't think you could test it on stream. Well, you could, but you wouldn't be able to show it. Can it charge and do video out at the same time? Because you could not do that with the
charge and do video.
Yeah, you could not charge and video out at the same time.
But there's only one USB-C port.
Yeah, but if you're using a dock, like a dock that has power in.
Oh, I gotcha.
Because that was a big issue on the 406H and the 556.
I mean, I have a, look how bright that screen is. I have a little screen we could plug into this. Let's see. This is the screen from the famous April Fool's Day RH Titan handheld N64
Oh, you kept
controller. Yeah, I kept it.
What size is that screen? Like 4
It's
inches?
a, I think it's a 3.5 inch screen, maybe. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I've got a bunch of Raspberry Pis that I don't even know what I'm gonna do with them, but I'm just like collecting them like Pokemon.
I gotta dig around. Hold on.
Wise Coco keeps sending me their like little tiny portable screens, and I don't know who's sending them. They don't tell me about them. They just show up. So I just started sending them to other people.
Well, if you get some more.
Yeah, just hit me up after stream. You know me though. If I'm supposed to send you something, you have to like remind me 6 times.
Dude, I'm the same way. I think I'm the same way. Stubbs is pretty good about it.
Stubbs is great about it, and then he makes me feel bad because he'll send me 3 things in the time that I'm supposed to send him 1.
Yeah, and he'll record a bunch of videos and do an interview and the podcast and run.
I think he got my Christmas present at CES.
Nice.
Oh no! Did I give it to you at CES, or did I forget to? Did I forget to give it to you at CES and have to ship it after? I think that's what happened.
I mean, it was only like 2 weeks after Christmas.
Dude, I don't have the right converter with me in here to do the USB-C conversion on this.
Jonathan Bizzle said, Andrew, do you have your own channel? Todd, how many? So Andrew works on the website.
Yeah. I'm just here.
And I'm kind of RH alumni, you know?
Todd used to make videos for our channel, both shorts and some long form. As he was getting his channel off the ground, he was kind of practicing and trying some things out on our channel, which we were happy to have the help at the time. And yeah, it's just we're kind of like an incubator over here at RH. We're not like just one person, you know. We are a YouTuber content creator incubator where we teach and also get assistance. And so yeah, we're kind of a collaborative thing.
I mean, anytime you need my help, I'd still help out. You know that.
I know, buddy. I appreciates it. I appreciates you. And your channel's taken off now. You know, you're just out there doing your own thing, and it's so cool to see. And I know you're still doing TikTok too, right?
I've kind of retired from that for the most part.
Yeah, that's fair.
Really? Did you?
Yeah.
After all the stuff happened before?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I enjoyed it for the time being because a lot of time there was like actually like good deals you could help people get. But once they started kind of jacking up prices, morally, I wasn't going to try to point anyone to go make a purchase that doesn't make sense, you know?
Yeah.
Sure.
Like there was like
some deal you could get like a R36S for like $10 or something.
It was like $10 with $10 shipping, but still. Yeah, and then there was 1 week where you could get a Anbernic SP for $35 shipped, which was pretty crazy.
Yeah, I remember that one too.
Yeah, so yeah, I haven't been uploading nearly as much since CES, but I do have some things kind of ready to go, but we'll talk about that another time.
I'm looking forward. Hey, look, I figured out how to get myself up in the corner there.
I like that.
Now we can all be on screen. For how many years and, times a year I live stream, I don't know a lot about the technology. Like, I've just sort of like learned enough to do the basics and never really progressed too much further because I just get so excited to just talk about the subject matter. And I'm like, the live stream works, the lights, you can see what's going on. All right, let's talk about handhelds.
Yeah, like I tried to do like the game streaming thing for a long time, and I realized that it's just not as fun as making a video. Like it's just it's too much pressure. Like with you guys to talk to at the same time, it's great. But if I'm just alone or like reading chat, like no, not fun.
Is it hot where you guys are at, by the way? Like in Oregon here, it has been hot, hot, hot.
Tomorrow's supposed to be 80. Today was like 65, 70.
Dang.
Wait, where are you at, Andrew?
East Coast, Maryland.
Okay. I was going to say, you're definitely not on the West Coast. Yeah, it's been up and down. We had like a straight week of like 90-degree weather where we were at the pool every day, and now we're back down to like 60s.
And play retro, yes, they did fix the sticks, by the way. They're small now, but they're fixed. And this still has not gotten hot yet. The room is sweltering, by the way. Like this room is sweltering, and it's still not hot. So I'm very impressed with this chipset.
Hey, your ears are getting a little red there, buddy.
I know. It's boiling in here, and I can't open the door because my son is asleep, and I don't have...
Sure you didn't, like, plug in the space heater again?
Well, I got to talk to Terrence about that soon and see what he's...
It's not Terrence. Who is
Wasn't
Terrence?
it Terrence?
No, we're not. I'm not doing this. It's too late.
All right.
It's too late for me. You get me all riled up.
I know. Anyways, my electrician... Yeah, I gotta have him come out and do a spot check to see if we're all good since the incident happened.
I know. I feel like me and you go through the same life problems. Like you have electrical issues, and then I have electrical issues.
It's transference. It's some sort of like telepathy, mind meld. I don't know what's going on. But you got to disconnect.
But you didn't fry. I was gonna say you didn't fry all the cameras in your studio, so thank God.
Not yet. Knock on wood.
That's why I haven't been uploading. I was trying to think. I was like, why haven't I been uploading? Like we were talking about it, and I was like, oh yeah, I destroyed everything.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
Did you happen to get Moonlight set up? I saw it was installed. Did you happen to get it set up yet?
Not yet, because I got to do that test separate because it'll go to this computer I'm live streaming from and mess up the situation.
Oh, that's right.
OBS will not be happy. But yeah, I will test it. And Zoo's going to be doing a more in-depth video on this 557. Stay tuned. This really was meant to be his show. Like, we're splitting off. I'm focusing on the Retroid Pocket Classic this week. It's supposed to be here tomorrow. So another live stream tomorrow, by the way, for the Retroid Pocket Classic. I was going to just head down, get content done for that, show you what that's all about, and Zoo is going to split off and do the 557. But this showed up to me first, and so we were like, all right, what do we do here? And Zoo was like, yep, just go for it. So my video today about this is impromptu. This live stream is impromptu. This was not part of the plan. Anbernic does not really send out too much notice when they're going to send something.
No, they don't. Half the time it's already on the way.
Exactly, and it just showed up today, and I'm like, what the hell? I was laughing, like my MFA code was like 556, 557. I'm like, that's funny. We should get 557 soon. And then it was like, ding dong. I'm like, no.
You got Robin the
planning
chat
for
now.
this today. I wasn't planning to do this today. Why? But I mean, I'm glad I did though. Like, I'm glad this happened because I'm pleasantly surprised with it. And I would have not have gotten to this for a couple of weeks, or at least like a week. Had it come later, I would have done like a after 1 week of owning or something like that. But
I'm just excited that Anbernic's still making handhelds. I was kind of getting a little worried there.
Well, they made
Me too. So
the Battle XP.
We're running Devil May Cry here at a 4X. Let's see if we can do a 5X.
Ooh.
So far, nothing. Can we push farther than that? And I know this isn't
6X would put you at almost 4K, I think.
Yeah. And I don't think
I mean, give or take. The internal resolution thing is a little wonky on PS2 because not every game had the same internal resolution, but If that's 6x, dude.
If people have questions about other handhelds, I'm happy to answer just a few of those. Epicness, Brian Stubbs, do you miss the screen being higher than the controls on the Flip? No, I mean, I've always been a clamshell guy, though. As long as the top screen is lightweight to where it's not going to be a distraction, it's a very lightweight screen. No, I love clamshells, and this is absolutely, I like the sticks up top. I like this form factor. More thoughts to come on this, but this has been my daily driver now, and I've had it just on the go in my pocket. And yeah, it's just something that I can just pop open, play my games.
I'm so excited for mine to finally show up.
It's a solid one. I know it has its little dramas that have come up, but man, I never really used the RP5 that much in practice. I recognize that it's the best handheld of last year in many regards, and I think I even rated it that. But yet the reality is, I don't come back to it too much, other than like performance testing and like showing how cool the screen is and all that. But it's just not one I use a ton, believe it or not. I don't know why, but the Flip 2 is the RP5 in a clamshell. So yeah, I love that.
I like the fact about it, like the same reason I like a clamshell is the same reason I like a vertical handheld. It's just like not holding it flat down to use it is such a big difference, you know?
Yeah.
Like having
Yeah.
that screen facing right at you, it's just so much better.
Believe it or not, everybody, we're at a 6x 4K upscale here on PS2 on Devil May Cry, and it is still not getting hot. It is still not getting hot. What in the world? I'm getting hot. The handheld isn't. Why?
The
That's
efficiency
insane.
on newer chip, because so the
Look at
8300 is
this.
not like brand new, but like the efficiency on these chips is nuts. Especially MediaTek did a really good job for a while.
Yeah, we're at a 7X now. We are at a 7X on Vulkan. I only
Start
tested
running
up.
around. See if you can like run back to some enemies.
Okay. And I know that this screen we're not populated with enemies. Now we're getting slowed down on 8X. You have to 8X PS2 on Devil May Cry to get it to start chugging. Let's go back to 7.
That's pretty remarkable. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, I thought we were going to struggle after 3.5X. I was seeing struggle on God of War 2 at 4X.
God of War is one of those ones where it just doesn't want to run on Aether SX2 to begin with. You're brute forcing it no matter what.
And I just don't think Devil May Cry is a great example. What else do we want to do? What's one that is fast to get into? I don't want to sit through intro screens and all that. Top Gun? That'd be fun. Let's do some Top Gun. Whoever tests Top Gun for PS2 on any of these.
Someone was
YouTube
asking.
channels.
Oh, wait, never mind. You probably don't have that on your card. I doubt it. Someone's asking Manhunt 2. They said would not launch on the 556.
Do you want to see Manhunt 2? Like I said, I got my other card ready to go here with all my other games. We just need to set up the emulators.
There's some games I know that just definitely gave trouble, like Outrun 2006. That was a PS2 one that you just could not run on the 556 at all.
I'm kind of interested in Vita and some other Android games. Those are highlights for me on these devices, but mainly streaming is one of my favorite use cases. And yeah, I wonder about streaming.
Mike Lynn said you can already anticipate the 406 or the 407H and the 407V.
Yeah.
You know it, baby. You know it. They're already cooking.
Isn't it funny, like how many community memes we have around these brands? And it's got to be weird for people just coming into the hobby now, because we've all these years and years of just established nonsense.
So there's a retro handhelds Facebook group that I recently joined because I wanted to get different perspectives, you know, because like this isn't a bad thing, but the same people chime in the Discord all the time. The active members are the same people, which is great. Right. But sometimes you want I want the more newbie perspective or someone that just like I haven't interacted with. And it seems like everybody in that page, there's like 60,000 people in that Facebook group. It seems like everybody in that page found out about retro handhelds yesterday. And like, if they would have only known all the things that we had gone through in the last few years with handhelds, like they would complain way less.
We need to have a community historian, someone like Aiden Walls or someone who really tracks the history of the scene to do some sort of documentary You know,
Aiden would be the perfect person to narrate a documentary. He's got that South African voice.
Yeah.
He sounds articulated. Like he's got the glasses. Like he is the
oh, this game's
historian.
fun. I forgot how much I love, you know, fighter jet games. The simple joy of flying a jet will never
Have
get
you ever
old.
played Crimson Skies on the Xbox?
A little bit. I didn't have an Xbox growing up, and so I don't have too much nostalgia there, but I played it a little bit later on.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I think you can play it on the Series X too.
Yeah, you can do that upscale. I've started to collect some of those systems. I have a couple.
Oh my god.
Original games. So we're at a 7X, by the way, in Top Gun, everybody. Do you want to push to 8X? Screw it.
Go for it.
Now, okay, 8X on this game again. We're getting slowed down on 8X. So let's go down to a 7.
Are you messing with like anisotropy or anything like that?
What did you just call me?
I knew that was going to be his response.
I knew it too.
Anistropic?
I cannot say that word. Did I say it wrong?
Starstropics? I don't know.
But it still worked for what?
Anistropic filtering. It's like anti-aliasing, right?
No, I think it's like just the quality of textures loading in.
Hold on. This game's great. Just let me cook for a second. Oh, I died. Never mind. All right. Somebody wants more Wii U. Never mind.
Yes.
Let's do more Wii
Oh,
U.
let me cook. I'm cooked.
I got cooked. All right. We have 3DS too, and we have Wii, so we can look at that too. But let's just do, let's see what we have loaded on here. Kirby. We could wait for Kirby to work. We'll get the stream taken down by Nintendo. That'd be okay. Child of Light, Penguins, Phineas and Ferb.
Spider-Man.
We did Spider-Man already. That's such a slow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
What's one that?
What do you have on your other SD card? Do you have anything? I know that for
I got Switch and stuff. Let's do Kirby.
Kirby's great. I mean, that's still Nintendo though, but I mean.
Hey, Tech Dweeb. I stopped by to see what's up, and I have to hear mispronounced graphical settings terminology. I know, man. That doodad that he's talking about. The anistropic.
How embarrassing.
I've never, ever played this Kirby game. I'll say it again. So I'm just going to sit through the movie. I want to play the actual game.
When we went out to CES, I drove, obviously, because I'm close enough that I could drive, and I needed to stop and get gas at like 4 a.m. because I'm an idiot and decided to leave at 2 a.m.
How dare you?
And I thought a dweeb because the first gas station I pulled off was an A&W like drive-through root beer gas station.
Mm-hmm.
They had a drive-through. You could drive through and get an A&W root beer float.
We're doing the update.
That was a thing.
Me neither.
Here's the purple, by the way, if anyone's just joining now. What's cool with the purple, though, is that it's transparent. It's transparent, so you can see like where the fan is. And I know this might trigger people who have a flip to ice blue who don't like this, but you can see the ribbon cables right there. They're above at least on this one, and you can see it on the bottom. So you can see all the parts and doodads and whatnots that you kids are always talking about these days. And
I wish it was the textured purple from the 406H.
Oh,
I
right,
love that
matte,
so much.
Yeah, that nice matte
nice.
plastic. This is that glossy plastic that just feels cheap to me. I don't love it, but it feels
Maybe
solid, though.
I'll put up a poll on my page, and if we get to like 5,000 likes, I'll take apart the purple 557 and I'll just sand it.
Yes. Please, somebody fix it. It's going to make the plastic weaker, though, is the problem. Then you'll have like cracking issues. And
yeah, I got bigger problems to worry about than that.
Look how vibrant the screen looks with Kirby on it, though. Can we just talk about that for a minute? How clean that is? So clean with the white on white there.
Yeah, I changed my mind. I think I want the white one now.
Well, you can just swap the buttons out. These are Anbernic buttons.
Did they tell you? Are they sending you one?
Andrew should
Or are you guys kind of sharing them around?
For RH, Anbernic will usually send each of us one.
Yeah.
And so
if you end up with a purple, I was gonna say if you end up with a purple, I'll trade you my white one.
Andrew, you got shipping, didn't you? You got a notice? It's
I didn't get a notice. I looked it up after you said the
okay.
carrier was coming through. So I have a tracking number, but it's not.
Okay, cool.
It's still in China at the moment.
I was bombarding them with questions about like price and different stuff, and I thought they got mad at me and weren't going to send it. And then they were like, "Oh, it's been on the way for like 3 days," and I'm like, "Oh,
There
okay."
you go. Sweet. Sweet. Good deal. Hello, Matt Davis, legendary Matt Davis.
Matt Davis.
Fall Guys. Hey, we should do Fall Guys on here. I love Fall Guys.
That'd be awesome.
All right, now it looks like we can
I'm
finally
not
play
prepared.
Kirby. We can finally play Kirby.
Now save your state so you can skip past this in the future.
Don't tempt fate. All right, let's do it. Is this a touchscreen Kirby game? It's very Wii U-esque.
What was the one on the Wii? Epic Yarn.
My-
That one was so much fun.
I need to get like a stylus out. Where do I have a DS around here?
Don't you have one in your phone?
It won't work.
Oh, you're big braining.
It won't work.
It won't.
Oh yeah, because it's not capacitive touch.
Is this not?
The stylus.
Oh,
The
you're
stylus
right.
needs, yeah, it's like a Bluetooth thing. It's not like using electricity.
I
You need like
that's
an
the-
artist stylus.
Great. The first time I go to use my S25 Ultra stylus, it doesn't even work. But I'm sure it will work for the S25 Ultra.
If you roll it in aluminum foil, it'll work.
What am I doing wrong here? Oh, there we go.
In life or right now at this moment.
How to play this dang game. I've never played it before. Okay, so we need to twist Kirby in circles. Come on, Kirby. There's gonna be people who are good at this game who've played it and they're like, what is he doing? Oh my god.
Andrew, help him.
I
Hello,
can't.
Rob.
I've never played it either. I didn't have a Wii U. I don't know what he's supposed to do.
The performance is running great though.
Rob, you're supposed to guide Kirby.
Yeah.
Rob, why don't you stop being
Rob, get on the
useless?
stream, Rob.
Yeah,
Aren't we
what are you
supposed to be
doing,
editing,
bro?
Rob?
Yeah, Rob. I told you guys he wasn't doing
Why?
anything.
Why doesn't Why doesn't
Well, he
Kirby?
probably doesn't want to come on because he probably doesn't have pants on again.
I don't have pants on either, Rob. I still got on stream.
Just don't do squat Stubbs.
Someone said, don't forget to drink water, guys. Actually, that's a great reminder.
Water
That is a
break.
good reminder.
My good old microplastics.
I know, right? I heard that they're going in our brain now.
Eh.
Every human on the planet apparently has like a plastic spoon's worth of microfiber plastics just floating around your brain. Just
Can't be
how it
any
goes.
worse than huffing a Steam Deck vent, you know?
Yeah, those days are
Or
over for
licking
me.
the Switch cartridge.
I have a feeling if I read the instructions, I'd know how Kirby does things. Does anyone in chat know how to play this game? Can anybody?
I'm sure
direct?
Rob does, because he seems pretty triggered that you don't.
Rob, get on the stream, man. Stop talking trash in the chat and get on the stream.
Rob, it's too
Talk
hot
trash
for
to my
pants.
face. I really want to get good at this. I just don't know. Okay.
Dweebs
Some
is
guiding?
asking if you can change your shutter speed to maybe mitigate some of that.
I don't know anything about cameras, but let's see.
Dweeb, you're asking Stubbs to crash the whole stream in the process of this. I hope you know.
I'm a 1 of 100 and f4.0. If that's
Oh, yeah, there you go. That's why you're not following the 180-degree shutter rule, dude.
I'm a businessman, Todd. I don't have time to learn camera. I don't know what. Okay, tap Kirby with the stylus to get him moving with a tap dash.
Oh, so you need to tap, not drag.
Oh.
Isn't reading fun, guys?
Oh,
It's fundamental.
genius. If I would have read it the first time, we would have done this much sooner. I wouldn't have wasted all your time for the last 10 minutes. Very sorry. I apologize. There are people on Reddit who are saying I don't value the viewer's time. I'm just not very smart. That's the problem. Okay. I'm trying my best here.
Rob said Todd is a hero. That's right. That's right.
Rob, stop being useless.
Come hang out.
So I don't feel like this is a great game for a handheld like this, to be honest. You know what I mean? Like, this is not ideal. This is not comfortable. I want to be able to do this, not that. So we're just going to quit this game. Good job, Kirby.
You should see how far. Do you have any Wii games on there? Because Wii's a little bit harder to run the GameCube, but it's native widescreen. Might be able
Yeah,
to
they
push
have
like something like Sonic Colors to like 4K. That'd be pretty cool.
Ridge Racer is kind of a pain, right? I always hear about that. Zelda the Twilight Princess. We got Wind Waker on here.
If you
Wind
dare.
Waker, huh?
I said if you dare.
If, why not?
Just do what Bob Wolf does and put a copy of the game down in front of you.
I definitely own this game. I actually did buy a GameCube from a Discord member the other day.
Oh, you should have told me. I would have gave you one.
Well, you have a GameCube you don't want, dude? I'm kind of collecting the older consoles right now. So yeah, I think I'll only pay like $50. It was a great deal.
Oh, that is a good deal.
Two controllers.
So, you know what you should do? You should send it to me, and we'll do the Pico Boot mod on it.
What's that about?
It allows you to play games off an SD card.
Oh.
You know, your legitimately own backups off an SD. Yeah, if you send it to me, I'll make a video on my channel Pico booting it, and you can just like sit in the corner like you're doing right now, and then just like judge me or talk to me while I'm doing it.
I'm gonna judge you so hard. Okay.
Did you see the PS2 mem card thing? Got an update so you can run games off the SD card now?
I have that as well. It's kind of hit or miss. It does work pretty good, but some games don't work well with it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw it on Time Extension, but I haven't been able to screw with it yet to actually try it myself.
They sell them on Amazon for really cheap. So if you just want to see if it's worth it for you, I mean, it's no harm, no foul. You could just return it. It's called like the M4S. I don't want to mispronounce it again, but it's like a bunch of weird jargon.
Okay, I'm gonna catch up on chat here a little bit. Does it have Wii U Wind Waker? Looks like they're using MMJR. I mean, this was in the Wii U section, but is it the GameCube version?
No, I think it's no. If you can skip the intro, then it's Wii U. Try to skip the intro.
Do you say Wii or Wii U? Oh, Wii U. Yeah, no, it's not Wii U. I would love to skip this intro. I remember testing the original RP2 Plus years ago, and we would just sit there, and it would play at its 17 frames per second, and we just sit and wait for this to get past. Like, okay, but how can we push it once we get in the game?
What was that one really weird dolphin build that could get Wind Waker working on pretty much anything? It started with like an eye. Oh gosh, if I went and pulled up my handhelds.
And there's MMJR VBI.
It was a fork of MJR, but it was a weird one. I just remember the dolphin logo was red. It was a red dolphin.
Oh man, I remember that.
But that whatever that MMJR fork was, it could get Wind Waker working on a potato. Like it was pretty remarkable.
Corruption, what's up, man? Good to see you. Not much. We've just been shooting the breeze.
It has the same sticks as the 406V, right? No, they're slightly smaller.
Yeah, they're a little
not
smaller.
The same.
They're the
But
closest
they don't have. Oh, go ahead.
The closest they are is the 406H. That's the closest I can compare them to. They're about the same size, it feels like, as the AYN Pocket Micro. But let me check.
Uh-oh.
People are asking about this, and I thought from memory that they're the same.
That's right. That's right.
What?
Yep.
Sorry. It's yep.
I wasn't gonna read it, dude. I wasn't gonna do it. I wasn't gonna do it. Don't worry. Yeah, no, but you guys are both right.
What? Oh, it's my yeah. They sent the regular micro again, like with the sticks. So we're gonna see.
Ishiruka.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I mean, they're bigger. Right. They're bigger sticks than the Miu Mini V2, or the Miu Flip V2. So that's good. Ow.
I have one of those finally coming in the mail. I just learned that my mailbox, my lockbox that all my like YouTube packages go to, got broken into 2 weeks ago, and that's why I haven't been getting any of my review units.
What?
Well,
you gotta file some claims.
No, I did. They're holding my packages, so I still have to figure out like what actually got taken, if anything. But they said that they're holding all my packages elsewhere.
Believe it or not, guys, I think.
So nice.
I think that the Aya Neo might be slightly bigger sticks than these ones.
They look a little bit more than slightly.
They're
pretty proud.
So clean.
Yeah, it is clean though, right? Yeah, it's this is one that has really grown on me over time. When I first got it, my first video on the first one I had, I was like, all right, you know, this is cool, but the screen's too small. I don't know what we're gonna do, but it's really one that's grown on me.
It reminds me of the Famicom GBA Micro, which I really like.
I gotta put it, yeah, right. I gotta put it back in its box so I remember that it's a unit I need to still do a video with. But yeah, this is one I've definitely come around to.
I think this is one of their other special quote unquote special edition ones.
Oh, let me take a look. What do you got there? Oh yeah, the gray one, the NES looking one. I like that one too. That's the first one I think I had.
Yeah, it's so, like this is a weapon.
Yeah.
Is it heavy? It looks heavy.
It is. It's very heavy.
Well, not as heavy as your mom.
Whoa! All right, Stubbs. Listen here, buddy.
What? Oh,
Rob?
No,
Rob,
sorry. I forgot I'm on a
man.
live stream. I'm sorry. I thought you were Rob. I'm sorry, man. Okay.
How can you forget that?
Well, I don't know.
Well,
Rob needs to join us. I don't know what he's doing.
Well, I know what Rob's doing. He's watching us on the toilet. That's why he's not responding to us.
Rob, are you on the toilet? Be honest with us. Are you just shit talking literally? Is that what you're doing?
He needs to type you up some more bedtime stories to read me tonight.
Shaking my head.
He doesn't. Shaking Rob's head.
Shaking my head, Rob's head.
Yeah, I'm editing a video.
Yeah.
Lies and slander, Rob.
Rob, if you're editing a video, why are you on the stream typing to us? Focus. Focus so you can get on the stream?
Since you're working and I'm not, can I send you my thumbnails to edit it?
Yeah, really. Also, Rob, I appreciate you. I couldn't wait. I know that we were talking about maybe waiting to do this tomorrow, but I said maybe. But then I got the bug. I got the itch. You know what happens when I get the itch? I have to go on the live stream. Comes out of nowhere. It's like diarrhea.
This is the Wii U version, right? Because it has that bloom that people hate.
Yes.
I mean, you could just swipe up and see which emulator you're in.
Yes, Todd. I could. I think we're in MMJR. We're in MMJR2. Says it right there. FPS. It's about 30.
I know. I'm supposed to be editing stuff as well, but I'm just too lazy.
So this is at a 1x resolution. Let's bump that bad boy up to a 2.5x.
I mean, if you can go to 6 or 7x, or sometimes even 8x on PS2, then GameCube should be a breeze.
Yeah, we can do the normal Dolphin build. Let me get that SD card here in a minute.
Yeah, because sometimes MMJR does weird things to like texture drawing and stuff.
Oh, it's super hacky. It's the most hacky thing. I get why they put it on here because it's going to perform the best, but it's going to be, you're getting that at the expense of some compatibility and just, I'm so sorry about this PWM, everybody. I really am. If there's a fix like the camera shutter, I will research that and learn how to not have it look stupid, but
we can talk about that off stream if you like.
Well, at least before my next video on this handheld. We're getting a little bit of a drop though on the 2.5x.
I think it's just because you're using MMJR. This is such an old, outdated build.
Yeah, let's swap SD cards. How about that? We've done enough with the stock one. It's just very limited. Now, their front end, though, was set up and ready to go, which is really cool. So if you're somebody who doesn't want to mess, doesn't want to tinker, you just want to turn on a handheld and play, which is very rare for an Android handheld for it just to have games and it just works. Like this is one. As long as you get the card, it was all configured. I didn't have to touch a thing. I configured nothing except for like the upscaling amounts. So that impressed me. And I got to say, since I'm so very tired, that was appreciated today. But we do want to see like what it can do and push it with the tools that we are using.
I was gonna say, did you even go into the higher like power performance mode when you were doing PS2? Are you?
I feel like the higher power performance mode is a myth. I don't know that ever actually works or does anything. I've never.
I mean, it's a new chipset.
It might. Maybe they did the button. I'm just gonna. Doop.
But you're right. For the most part, I think it's kind of a gimmick or a myth.
It's a gimmicky gimmick. It never has functioned in my lifetime so far. So yeah, people want to know those tech specs. I think we have those on our website, retrohandhelds.gg. If you're enjoying the stream, consider subscribing, liking, becoming a member, and we got to do some members only streams. That's what we really got to do. That'd be fun.
That would be fun.
Okay, so specs on this. 557 5.48 inch AMOLED 1920 by 1080 display, 16 by 9 aspect ratio, Demensity 8300, Mali-G615. What's really cool about this is that it has 12 gigabytes of LPDDR5X RAM. So 12 gigabytes is pretty big for an Anbernic handheld. That's really cool to see. We got 256 gigabytes of internal storage, up to 2 terabytes in the microSD card, Wi-Fi 6E, Bluetooth 5.3, 5500 milliamp hour battery. That's really nice, about 8 hours or so of gameplay. 5 volts / 9 volts for charging at 27 watts. Anti-magnetic capacitive joystick, whatever the hell that means. Hall triggers, RGB lighting, 6-axis gyroscope, active cooling, 1080p output display, vibration motor, 3.5 headphone out. 347 grams is the weight.
Wow, that was a mouthful.
Ooh.
That was impressive.
Crazy.
I couldn't say LPDDR5X that fast if I tried 100 times.
Say it,
I'd have to
times fast.
LPDDR5X. Oh, well, I mean, maybe I can.
You got once. You got once. Let's see. Android. Okay, let's install our APKs, baby.
Get WinLater up on there. Just kidding. That would take way too long to install.
We're not doing WinLater today, but we could do like Pluvia.
You should do it for tomorrow's stream, though. You should definitely try to at least get a couple games installed. I am.
Oh, that's right. I'm turning around doing this again tomorrow on the RP Classic. Okay.
Or maybe Rob can, since he's, not editing a video.
I feel like for Dolphin, what I do is I just go to the Play Store and just pull the latest beta. That's what I do these days. Does that seem reasonable?
I mean, for the most part, you'll be all right.
That's what I've been doing. Which looks like we already had it here. Oh, it doesn't like that. It doesn't like that MMJR is installed. Oh no, we have this Dolphin emulator. I don't know what that's about.
Yeah, you can only have one at a time. It's the same thing with like Aether SX or Nether SX. You can't have them both at the same time. It sounds like there's 2 Stubbs on the stream.
There's 2 of me?
I thought he was saying we sounded alike.
Oh. Similar
from
voice
Aish.
Register. Hey, Aish. Hello, sir. GameCube.
Someone said, Stubbs will try to transform this into the claw.
If the speakers were decent, I would. They're decent. They're not. I don't jump up and down for the speakers in these, but it's nice and full, and it sounds loud.
I was dying when Bob got your claw review unit. And he's like, who is listening to Fleetwood Mac?
Yeah, I was. And I DM'd Bob and I said, it was me. And he's like, I knew it.
No, I told him right away. I said, there's only one person I know that doesn't reset any device that they have, and it's Stubbs. So there's definitely a good chance. That's
I thought that MSI was going to reset the handheld. I figured that's something that that they would do, and I was wrong. I didn't think I left any data on there, anyways. I thought I cleaned it all off pretty well, but I guess my internet history was on there. So he was like Linkin Park, Fleetwood Mac, and I was using that to test the speakers. So. Okay, so let's do OpenGL on this one. And internal resolution, let's bump it up to a 3x for 1080p and see where we land.
If you can get 5, 6, 7x working in PS2, then there's no reason why GameCube shouldn't do the same.
Right? Yeah. Let's do show FPS, frame timing, speed.
Yeah, Aish is saying that he thinks we sound alike. I don't think we sound alike. We might have similar speaking cadences, I guess.
Aish thinks we all look alike.
Unless he's talking about me. I don't know when you popped in, so I don't know, and I don't know when the messages were sent.
It's just funny because we were having this conversation last night in our group chat how some of us don't sound anything like we do on a microphone in person, and I'm definitely one of those people.
I need to totally map my controls. I'm very
Go back.
slow. Huh?
So you can't map them from
GameCube
in
input.
there. Yeah, you got to
Look
hit
at-
the little cog. Yeah, there you go.
What?
The cog. Or
Cog.
wait, never
Excuse
mind.
me? Well, I can do it here. I just got to close the emulation. It looks like. Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You're right.
First thing I do is I enable save states right away too, because it's not enabled by default.
I doubted you, Todd. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. You did teach me everything I know after all.
No. I taught you a little bit about YouTubing.
I would say a lot. For those
Well.
that don't know, Stubbs basically made me do YouTube, so.
I forced you. I said, no, you must come hither from... Get off
He
that TikTok. Get those...
He basically DM'd me on Twitter, was like, what are you doing?
What's happening?
Take those videos and turn them sideways.
Is the C stick the one that should be on the right on a GameCube
No.
controller? No, that's this stick up here.
Yeah, C stick is
Left, right.
technically on a GameCube controller. The C stick is the right stick. Yes. Sorry.
I thought so.
I'm like looking at my Wavebird right now for confirmation.
It's all right. So yeah, did I do... Oh, okay. So here's what we need to do. Control stick is up, down, left, right. C stick is over here, up, down.
See, that's stupid because I always just assumed C stick meant
right.
control stick.
It's just been a while. I've been deep in Windows x86 land and everything else. Who knows? I have lots of excuses prepared for why I'm not.
Someone wants you to load a benchmarking app.
Okay. We can do that.
One thing at a time, guys.
One thing at a time. Where's the benchmarking app? Okay, let's do this.
Is that Mio flip you have over there? Is that the V2?
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. My V2 should be here like in the next few days. I'm pretty
Now,
excited.
The hinge on this V2, the yellow one's great. The hinge on the SNES, where is it? This is scary. This is scary business here. This is definitely going to crack sooner or later.
They don't say that. Mine hasn't cracked yet, and I've been playing the crap out of it.
Okay, all right.
I think my review unit is SNES, but I don't know.
The yellow V2 though is not tight. Like this is normal. This is freaking-tastic.
I want to put those PlayStation buttons. I want to put the PlayStation buttons on the gray one. Make it look like a PS1.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's a good call. Has Sakura released those yet?
Yeah, I think
Maybe.
so.
I think so. Yeah.
I know they were. I know somebody posted saying they were coming, but I don't know if they actually were out yet.
Oh, I saw a video today about the V90S. There's a new trailer for it. Yeah,
what?
The V90S. Yeah, I saw it, and I took a video really quick of me outside, like, oh my god, yeah, satisfying snap, you know, and I freaked out and sent it on the Discord. I get very excited about clamshells, everybody.
Wait.
Okay, so we are seeing
in the Discord.
Yeah, I put it in the upcoming chat channel. I just reacted to the guy who posted it, and I was like, so stupid. My neighbors probably think I'm crazy, but oh well.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited for this, man. I'm hoping that it comes either tomorrow or the day after.
Life is so serious. You just gotta have fun with it sometimes.
You just gotta play video games.
You just gotta play some games. Don't worry so much. Things will figure themselves out. Or we'll all be destroyed in a bunch of molten lava. I don't know, but either way, it's been a good ride. All right, let's get in this car. Yeah. Once again, I just got to say just how dang comfortable this handheld is.
See, I was willing to deal with the crappy sticks for a while because of the ergonomics until I got an RP5 and then had a little bit more power. And now that this is basically going to have more power than that.
Better than RP5 performance, but compatibility, not so much probably. 5x resolution, 3200 by 2640. Let's see if we can do that. Not that this is the most intensive game by any means, but yeah, so we're hitting no problem there. Now let's do a game that actually pushes the envelope a little bit. For GameCube, I mean, the classic one is going to be Rogue Squadron, which runs horrible on everything.
If you can get it to run at 1x even, though, that's pretty good.
Yeah, right? Rogue Leader, right? That's the one we want.
No, Rogue Squadron.
Rogue Squadron. Am I... I actually don't have Rogue Squadron on here. Can you believe it?
Yeah, because you're probably like, it never runs.
Well, yeah, but you got to have it for benchmarking. There was another one, though, like F-Zero.
F-Zero's GX.
GX, yeah, F-Zero GX. Let's do that. Well, look at that. Pride Tunes said F-Zero GX. Medal of Honor Frontline. Yeah, they do have it on GameCube. Do I have it on GameCube?
That's so funny that Matt Davis says that. I just bought that yesterday at an antique mall. Literally.
Medal of Honor Frontline?
Yeah, literally yesterday.
I got the strategy guide for it because Chris Cross being on the show got me very excited.
Those games are so amazing.
So good, man. Do you know about the trick? Did I tell you about the trick?
No.
So there's a hack that the developer couldn't share until our episode this year because NDA or whatever, but he finally was able to share that they left a bug in the game where if you look at the ground, the enemy won't shoot you anymore because they wanted to save processing power and they figured no one's going to play the game looking at the ground. So if you look at the ground, the enemies just don't see you. You're invisible to them. And so you just walk up D-Day and Normandy and wherever. You can beat the game like that.
That's hilarious. That would be a great YouTube video. I beat Medal of Honor without firing a single bullet.
Yeah, he was saying like there's some spots where you're going to have to fire a bullet to get through like congested hallways or something. But other than that, it's pretty limited. And but you need the Prima guide, you need the strategy guide, so because it has all the maps layout from a top-down perspective, so you can follow the maps to figure out where you are in the game. So you're combined.
You're at 70% speed right now, 80%.
Yeah, let me stand up here.
What are you at? Are you still at 5x?
Yeah.
So if you could get this down to even 3x, it'd be phenomenal, to be honest. But this is a really challenging game to run.
Oh, geez.
And you're on OpenGL, too.
You guys are just looking at me there. Okay. Enhancements. Microphone up here. We're on OpenGL, yeah. So we're going to drop it down to a 3x native for F-Zero GX and see how we function.
Yeah, if you can, too, I'd say just try it on Vulkan and see if Vulkan, because I don't know how Vulkan runs on this chip. We were using OpenGL because of the Unisoc chips like it more. I don't know if it's a standard across the board that OpenGL is better. I don't honestly know. That's crazy, though. That's great performance. I mean,
yeah, right? So we're at 85% speed here, which, I mean, I don't know if that's normal for this game. Let's drop it to a 2x 720p and see if we can get to 100. We're able to do a 2x. Yeah, look at that. So a little bit of drop actually. Is this one people normally run at 1x? I just don't play this game too often.
This is one that people can barely get to run at 1x on a lot of things.
Okay, well 2x is still struggling a little bit, so we are going to have to drop it to 1x.
Oh, that's true. H said it is dual core on.
Okay, dual core, good question, man.
This is a game that definitely benefits for that too. I'll be honest with you guys. I play a lot of actual GameCube, like my GameCube, like the real one, all the time on my TV. It's crazy. Shocking how many games that the community like can play or complain about that have slowdown on emulation devices that have horrendous slowdown on the actual GameCube.
on the original hardware. I'd say if it's on the original hardware too, that's kind of a
Or
cop
the
out.
double buffer VSync where it just goes straight from 60 FPS to 30 anytime that there's any dips at all. Oh my god.
Let's
Horrible.
do 1X. Where's the Aish? Where's the dual screen on or the dual? I can't talk. Where's the dual core?
Hacks. Oh my god, my dog is freaking out. I don't know why. Can you guys hear that?
No.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I got your background noise turned off. On this build of Dolphin, I'm not seeing it. I'm sure it's somewhere, but
he said it's in Rob says it's in general.
General.
It's in general settings, not graphic settings.
Oh,
so you gotta leave graphic.
Okay. Config. General. Thank you, Rob. We gotta stop the game to enable that. But it looks like that gives us a speed boost. But let's just see if we can run it at a 1x. I'll be happy if we can get it at a 1x without that setting.
And then try it in Vulkan and see if that makes a big difference.
Okay.
So you're dropping down to like 50 or 55, like 54 FPS, but that's still only occasional.
Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Let's try that though. So let's go to the settings, get that dual core on. Speed hack, okay. Let's try that again.
So they were saying you want to make sure that you put a per game configuration for the dual core for it to stick.
Oh, you're right.
It'll turn it off.
Yeah. Okay, so let's do.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Aish.
Thank you, Rob and Aish.
These are like things that I know but don't think about unless I'm automatically just holding a handheld and doing it.
Do I hold down the game right?
Yeah, you hold it down and
so
it'll pop up.
Edit game settings, config, general, dual core. Anything else we want?
Vulkan.
You said Vulkan?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's.
Because Vulkan gives better performance with this game for sure. It's just some games that Nintendo developed for whatever reason have like really weird
things.
Issues with, like, for example, Mario Kart will be like all blue if you use Vulkan.
That's very strange, but.
Oh, my camera says it's overheating. That's weird. I'm going to turn off my camera for a second.
All right.
I can't afford to fry another one.
No. So now we have Vulkan turned on. We are at a 1x currently with dual core enabled.
Yeah, Vulkan, for the most part, should always be outperforming OpenGL and GameCube. I think it was just that certain weird chipsets, like the Unisoc chips, can be kind of picky, if I'm not mistaken. Is that a valve cloth?
Yeah. Look at that.
Wow.
It came with my Index VR headset, which I might be selling my Index finally. I just don't use it very much. I don't have the space in here to use it properly.
I told you, man, we got to play Halo 1 campaign together in VR. Well, we can do a live stream.
Yeah, I have a Quest 3 we can do that with. I don't need the Index. It's tethered.
Oh.
My space in this room is so limited. I get freaked out that I'm going to break the controller. I already did once and Valve replaced it for free. They're like, "Yeah, it happens, man. It's all good. Here's a new controller." I'm like, "Oh."
Good guy Valve over there.
Valve is so good. Yeah. Okay.
I had a buddy that used to work there, and he left to go to Playground Studios, the ones that make the Forza Horizon games. And he said that it was the funnest job ever, but they never got anything done.
That's fair. Probably
He's like, we just had projects that we worked on forever that just never came out. And then we'd start another project and then we'd work on it forever and it never came out. He's like, I'm going to go somewhere where I can put my name in the credits of a game.
Okay, so we're now doing 1x no problem. So let's step it up a little bit and let's see, we do it 2x Vulkan. We're still 100%.
Nice.
Let's push it further.
See, for me, the upscaling only really matters a ton for video out. And I know a lot of people do like to do video out on their devices. So it's like even in my video for the Portal today, I had to make a point. Yes, I am playing all these games at 4K on the Portal, but just because if you're spending $300, you should be able to play these on your TV at 4K also,
Right.
Look at
100%
that.
3x2, guys. This is fantastic so far. They weren't kidding about this Dimensity chip. This is some good stuff. Internal, let's go up to 4x on F0GX. All right. I take it back earlier when I said OpenGL should be our starting point. I think that
I know
Vulkan
why
might be
you think that, though. Yeah, like I was saying, I think chip dependent. I think Unisoc
chip-dependent.
chips.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like in a broad sense, Vulkan is always more performant, but if the chip doesn't really support.
Look at that. We're at 4x full speed still. That's nuts. So let's do 5x.
Yeah, you haven't even dropped once.
I haven't. Yeah. So I think we're at around the 4K area at this point.
Vidar, we don't know the price, but we are estimating it's going to be like $230 is what we're guessing.
What's crazy to me, everybody, is that it has yet to get hot. It is not getting hot. How is that a thing? Like, this is not warm. This is not even warm right now. Why?
Maybe there's like a good amount of shielding between the device and the back.
I mean, I have the fan going, but
I don't remember if the 556 got too hot, to be honest. I have to plug it in and charge it anyway, so I'll mess with it tomorrow. So
okay.
I actually just bought a thermal camera for the channel.
Nice. Uh-oh, we hit an error here. So we finally hit an error, and I don't know, it doesn't like the dual core setting, but
I think Rob said that might happen.
Okay, but we're still hitting 100% even there, which is crazy.
Just hit ignore for this session and see if it continues, or did it crash?
No, I'll just move on. Let's look at, someone was talking about doing some actual benchmarking. So let's do what is it? 3D Mark.
3D Mark and 2.2.
Yes. The Wi-Fi 6E on here also is super fast.
Someone said Stubbs' HVAC system in the house is doing all the heavy lifting.
I don't get any HVAC into this room, but this is a root cellar, a converted root cellar. And while I do have a window in the back of the room so I can let air in, which I have right now, unfortunately it gets very, very hot in the summer and in the spring, and it gets very cold in the winter. So I have to run my space heater, which unfortunately causes my walls to smell like fish. And I got to call Trevor to come over here and fix it. So
yeah, I don't miss living in a place that gets winter. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, it's the damn arcing that happens in the walls. And I got an old 1948 house here. It's always trying to fight with modern technology.
So you like to heat up the asbestos during the winter? Is that what you're smelling?
Now, we have the asbestos removed as far as I understand it, but yeah. Want to do the Wildlife Extreme? I forgot what I did last time. I think Wildlife Extreme, right? Extreme stress test, is that what you guys want? Or the regular Wildlife Extreme?
Do Wildlife Extreme.
Okay, yeah, because the stress test takes a long time.
I think the stress test is trying to crash it, right? No, I'm just kidding. It just pushes it until it overheats and dies.
And somebody wants Geekbench too. That's fine. We can do that next.
Did we lose Andrew?
No, he's there.
Okay.
He's chilling.
Oh. I was like, oh no.
Just hanging out.
I'm looking at the actual YouTube stream. I wasn't paying attention to anything else.
Working on a super secret project.
My
do you want
camera
me to compare
overheated.
this to the RP5? Would that be interesting for people?
Yes.
I think that's a very good idea. Or even just the Flip 2 in the sense that it's the same, but
the Flip 2 has more battery life. That's probably smarter. .
I have parted ways with my RP5, unfortunately.
Yeah, I'm doing the same after my flip gets here. And I don't want to be clear. Like, I love the look of the RP5, but it's the
Rob?
same thing, especially after learning that, like, when Russ said you could take the Rocknick's SD card out and just plop it in the Flip 2, and it works. Like, I'm good with that.
Yeah, I can't wait to get my hands on a Flip 2. They don't send me devices, so Derek said he's going to send me his in a few days when he gets his other one in. So that's pretty exciting.
On this one, I'm going to do Geekbench.
It's funny how much bigger the flip screen appears to be without like controls to the left and the right of it, even though it's obviously the same screen.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
Well, I
Looks
mean,
funny.
you do get a little bit of bezel too. Maybe that's it. I just wish we'd see more like 16 by 10 handhelds, because then that would be perfect for scaling to 4.3.
Do you guys want to, right? Do you want a CPU or a GPU benchmark?
Geekbench doesn't take long. You could do both.
Yeah.
Okay.
It doesn't take nearly as long as 3D Mark.
Okay, so here's the results, by the way, for the 557. We got a 2.6.
Good.
Yeah, 26.
Remind me tomorrow. I'll send you my 556 results if you want to put it in your stream or whatever.
So here we are, 51% against other devices. Performance monitoring, battery. Look at that battery percent, and look at the temperature. How low that is, 31 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, that is extremely low.
2,622.
Okay.
That's single core, right?
Wildlife doesn't separate it.
Wildlife doesn't separate. Geekbench is what we want, I believe, for single versus multi. And RP5 is working its way through.
That matches up with Band's Pixel 9 Pro.
Nice. Okay.
Which is
okay. So there you go. Look, there it is.
Google's Tensor G4. Oh wow!
Look at that difference. Look at that freaking difference. So
all that makes me feel like this is still going to be like a $230 handheld. I'm telling you.
1342 versus 2622.
Huh.
Wow.
That's pretty crazy, man. That's pretty crazy.
Put both of those screens at full brightness real quick, if you don't mind. I'm just curious. I know it's going to wash out, but
oh, here's something. Is that this has a more blue tint to it?
Yeah.
And the RP5 has this reddish tint.
Wait, is it actually a tint, or is it is it Android? Like, you know,
I don't know.
Yeah, because you can configure that from within Android.
They're both on the neutral setting as far as the coloring goes.
No, the theme.
Oh, the theme. They're just both dark mode. Yeah, I don't know, man.
It always appeared to me that the 556 screen was like a hair on the cold side.
I can see it right now, though. I just on the white on white.
Oh, yeah, I see it. I see that now.
This has a red tint, and the 557 has a cold tint. So you see that difference? So they're tuned. They're just tuned differently, but I do believe they are the same.
Oh, yeah. H said double check, make sure that the RP5 is in high performance mode, because it does actually make a difference with that handheld.
Oh, it does? Okay, so let's put it in high performance. And likewise, let's make sure this is in high performance, which it is. So we already ran that, so we'll leave that where it is. And let's rerun this on the RP5 to be fair to the RP5. Man, the RP5 is beautiful, though. This is such a beautiful engineered handheld. Every time I pick it up, it's beautiful. Why don't I use it enough? Why?
You know why. You know why.
I don't know.
You're a clamshell guy. You're a clamshell guy.
I'm a clam
you always
guy.
have been. Always have been.
Call me Mr. Clam.
Is that succulent you have on your desk real?
Yeah. I
It
have
is?
to. Actually need to water it. It's been a while.
That's
There
like
you go, little plant.
I've noticed a lot of
Oh.
people are copying that in their videos since I've seen you add that to your desk. Maybe I'll have to get a succulent for my desk. Oh, don't do
Oh.
that. Don't do that. Oh my God.
He's all right. He spilled a little bit of his water, but he'll be okay. I gotta.
Just next to 3 handhelds that, yeah.
Oh, just got a little dab it up. He's got to do a little dab there. There we go. See? No problem. He was thirsty, you know.
Thanks, Valve.
Thanks, Valve. Sometimes I use my my windscreen for my little microphone. You can dab it up with that too. You guys should see the absolute horror of a mess that my room is right now in here. It is like it looks clean on camera if you see my face, but if you were to see outside of my face shot, it's a disaster in here.
That's the beauty of having a standing desk. You can just kind of stand above the garbage in your studio.
Yeah, stand above the garbage. That's the Toddtronics quote of 2025.
Fun fact, I have a standing desk at both ends of my studio for that exact reason.
Really?
Yeah, I can raise one desk up and make it look all nice behind me, and then I can raise the desk I'm using up, and then no one's none the wiser.
None the wiser. Oh, we're done. Results.
To be fair, though, it's not garbage. It's just like 50 different lights and things.
Hold on. Our ADHD, we just went out of control. We missed that it finished. 1346 versus 2622. So what was this before? Does anyone remember? A few minutes ago?
I think it was the same.
Was it about the same?
It was about the same, yeah.
All right. So there you go.
Double the raw performance.
Geekbench is taking a little bit longer, so we'll just leave it to do its thing. The flip, yeah, is it in high performance mode on the flip? That is a good question. Did I forget to do that? Let's see. We're in standard performance in the flip, so we will. Although we didn't get a difference on here, so
the myth is real.
I think, and I'm fairly certain, I more than think, that leaving it on standard, the governor will still go to its max performance when needed. It just takes a little bit longer to get there, as far as I've ever understood how CPU governors work in Android. But if you do performance, you're going to start at a higher clock speed to begin with more headroom, and high performance, you're going to stay at the max clock speed all the way throughout. I believe you're still going to hit that same clock on the standard. Somebody correct me if I'm crazy, but I've usually left it in standard and gotten similar results. But yeah, you might have some time while it's ramping up.
So one is more gradual and the other is kind of like immediate.
John Trigger, turn the 557 to standard, rerun the test. Okay. Now on the Anbernic side, this button has never done anything as far as I've ever figured out. Their high mode means nothing. But let's see. 2622. Everyone remember that. 2622.
It means you're high if you think you can get more performance out of us for free.
Haha. Okay. 2622. Let's see the results on Geekbench on standard mode, and we can prove if I'm crazy now. I got to write. Can someone memorize this or screenshot or something? 1218 3485.
So you got a difference of like what, 100 points from standard to high performance? Oh wait, this is a different benchmark. Never mind.
Different benchmark. Yeah. So I'm gonna rerun that benchmark now. Do we have this written down, saved somewhere?
I'll write it down. Give me 1 second.
Geekbench 6.
12.
Geekbench 6, 1218.
CPU.
Yeah, 3485. Single core multi. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, dude. I love this Keychron keyboard, but it goes to sleep after 1 second.
No. All right, we're going to rerun Geekbench on the high setting. We'll see if we get any difference there. Maybe we will. Maybe it'll be a lot. And I can finally be disproven about that theory.
I have a feeling you're right on at least the Anbernic size.
So 2696. Any difference there?
Aisha's saying you have to close the app in between changing the performance profiles.
Close the app. Oh, okay. Let's try it. All right. That's fair, man. I don't want to.
What would we do without all of each other, you know?
I appreciate all of the experts in the scene and in chat. Okay, so we're
Because he
rerunning.
bailed on us.
Yeah, really. We reopened the app. The result. Does anyone take down the result? I forgot it now. 26. Was it 2620? Did we get a higher result by turning off high performance, in fact?
Yeah.
We did.
John in chat says 2622.
So we got a higher result by turning off high performance mode.
That's weird.
I think this button either does nothing or makes it worse. So I will once again...
Maybe they mean high battery performance mode, so you're like conserving energy, you know?
I will once again say that button does nothing helpful, and I just will continue to leave it turned off.
Do you think Anbernic is going to cook a flip this year?
I hope so, man.
No.
Remember that? What was the DS looking rumored one we saw last year that never came to fruition?
I don't know. Wasn't that a Windows handheld, supposedly?
I don't remember.
I
don't think
barely
they'd
remember
dare
yesterday,
after how bad
really.
the Win600 did.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of that, they're sold out finally, and they're not on Amazon anymore.
Of the Win600?
Yep.
I mean, I don't know who in their right mind would enjoy that purchase at that price.
Michael, he's right.
Even using something like an Odin 2, like Pro, would like win later, would play Windows games better than a Windows handheld that they made.
Why don't we up the ante on this testing?
Do it. I'm begging
I heard
you.
so Wildly, the representative we work with who works with Anbernic, was in chat in our Discord today saying that the Dimensity 8300 was past the 8 G3X Gen 1, but below the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 in here. So we'll see.
I saw a screenshot of somebody doing benchmarks next to him yesterday, but I don't remember.
And also, people want to see Geekbench on here. Yes, we will do Geekbench on the 557 in just a moment. No, I don't. AYN. No, I don't want that right now. Thank you. God, this is a sexy, sexy handheld. It's just the screen and the
I don't want to send mine back. ETA Prime let me borrow his to make my video, and I really, really want one now. And I'm just telling myself I don't need it.
So nice. It's so nice, but not the most ergonomic and comfortable. But it sometimes doesn't matter.
I disagree.
As much.
I don't find anything wrong with the ergonomics, like whatsoever. And I tried. Like I played it for like 3 hours straight just to see if like something would come up.
Okay.
Now, I'm not saying that I am the definitive person to say if ergonomics. It's just for me personally, like my hands, like I don't have anything bad to say about it. And what I like is you can rest your finger on the macro buttons and it gives you a little more room, but they're very hard to push in on accident.
Okay. So yeah, people are asking about how this stands up against the RP5. Yes, this beats the RP5 in performance, not in compatibility, but in performance for sure. We also have 12 gigabytes of RAM on here. RP5, what is it again? Is it 8 gigs on the RP5? Yeah. And on the Portal, now depending on your configuration, this is a Portal Pro. I believe this is 12 gigabytes also.
Pro is 12, yep. And then the max is 16. I have a Pro in front of me too. I was going to say, depending on what you had, I would load it up too.
Aish says, Stubbs, close Wildlife and RP5 and run it again in high performance mode, please. Okay. I see what he's getting at. He's saying that it didn't take into the fact that it's running at a higher clock speed now. All right. Well, let's see. That's fair. Wildlife Extreme, rerunning.
I'm in love with this thing, dude. I don't know, man. Do I buy one? Do I get a Portal?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, if you're going to buy it, I would buy it like today now. So, because tariffs, because make sure you do DHL because otherwise it's going to land in the postal service over there, and they're not going to ship it to you, and they're holding the packages, right? And if that's still a thing, you got to check the tariff situation as of the last 30 minutes ago, as usual. But if you're going to get something from China, Google, stop it.
I mean, maybe I'll post up something for trade. I was going to try to get rid of that ROG Ally with a battery mod. Maybe somebody will trade me one for a portal. Wink, wink.
Maybe. One moment. Okay. All right, nerds. We're about to get the results here. So we're redoing the RP5 on the higher benchmark. We're at 1342 on high performance, Aish. Which
It got like slightly higher.
Is that slightly higher than we got before? Okay. So we did move up slightly.
Like 100 points. No, not even 100 points. I think that might be the same. Because I remember whatever we got on the Anbernic was almost double. Yeah, we got almost double on the Anbernic, so it's exactly the same.
See, the luxury of people watching this later will just be able to quickly rewind the stream and look to see
and make fun of us.
Yeah, we should really be professionals and write down these numbers as we go.
Damn.
Okay, so still 1432. Oh, thank you, Andrew. Andrew's keeping track. See, one of us is remembering to do this. Okay, so here's the results, by the way. For the Wildlife Extreme test, 1342 for RP5, 2696 on the 557, and 3730 on the Portal. And let's see what... Oh my god, I have to rerun it, don't I? So we're on standard performance. All right.
That does make a big difference on the Portal. That's...
On the Portal?
Yeah, that's a fact.
All right.
Well, not a big difference, but a notable difference.
All right. While that's going, let's look at the results from Geekbench. Geekbench here, now with the new results, we have 1213, if we can take this down, for single, and 3475 for multi. Is that, how much of a difference is that?
5 points for single, 10 points for multi.
Yeah, so which is a margin of error. Yeah.
So it's a marginal improvement to have it in high performance mode?
No, that's within margin of error. You could run the same thing 10 times in a row. You're going to get 5 or 10 different points on that every time.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks. And also thanks, John. And thanks for people in chat who are keeping track of this as well. All keeping each other accountable here. This is good. Okay, so let's do the GPU test and see where we land. So we have those numbers down now. So we will compare them to, we'll do Geekbench over here in a moment. Now, one thing about the Flip is that I want to give ample room for the air intake to pull and cool down the chipset. So when you put the Flip down, it gives you very, very little space for the air intake. It's enough. But if you're doing benchmarking, I'm going to put it up on this little Game Boy ornament here. So give it a little more air. Okay. So now we're at 3738 for the Portal.
Someone's asking you to run it on the 557 now.
Okay. Yep, that's fine. But this is the final scores for high performance mode on all three handhelds. 1342, 2696, 3738.
Considering there's like $100 difference more than likely between those two devices, and actually that being the Pro more like $200 or like $150, that's pretty impressive.
Right? In retrospect, you were going to sign off, but now you're sucked in. Well, engagement, everybody. YouTube engagement. Anytime the stream lags, start benchmarking. Okay, let's do the next thing. And we're off to the races.
I want you to turn up the brightness slightly on the 557.
Okay. Better? Okay, just to be clear here, auto off. And battery life on here has been fantastic on the 557, by the way. Dimensity chips usually are, but this has been especially great. We have been pushing it and pushing it and pushing it, and I have been now playing on this for so many hours. And we're just finally now hitting 20%, including all this benchmarking. So just, I'm very impressed with that. And I got to remember, I got to actually watch my own video after it's edited and uploaded to see where we started at when we started earlier today. But the battery life has not been a concern so far.
And you said it's run super cold, which is awesome.
It's still, dude, it is still not hot. It is still cold.
So this is a Rust machine. It's not super smudgy. It's got quiet buttons. It's not hot.
As long as he has the white unit, yes.
I doubt he's still in chat. He's probably, it's like, what time over there?
He's doing his Rust thing now, yeah. He might have gotten his unit now as well.
I don't think so. I was trying to ask him if he did because I wasn't sure. And then we got sidetracked and we were talking about like cellular communications.
Better than cellulite communications.
Oof.
Oof. I gotta get back on that. Get back on that exercise bike, man. Okay.
I want to get one of those little pedal things for pedaling underneath the desk where you put the resistance on.
Oh, yes, yeah, to add a little bit of extra oomph.
What if we got like a group of us to just do Ring Fit Adventure like 3 times a week?
I mean, that'd be cool. Keep each other accountable. That's the way to go.
I mean, I don't need to lose any more weight. Now I just need to tone up. I did the hard part. I lost 60 pounds. Now I just got to get muscle.
Okay, so over here on the flip, on the GPU side, we're seeing 3964. So we'll keep that result.
I'll type it down. Hang on.
Thank you.
Flip 3964. This is 3D Mark, right?
Yes, sir. And we're on high performance on all the handhelds.
Well, the 5.6, Todd.
What?
He said he asked if it was 3D Mark. It's Geekbench 6 GPU.
Oh, sorry, yeah, Geekbench 6 GPU over here. That's what that is. Yes.
Sorry, I wasn't looking. I opened up a screen to type, so I wasn't. Yeah, okay. So I got it. Flip 3964 for Geekbench, high performance.
Sweet. And we got Geekbench 6 running in high performance on these. This one actually has that high performance button turned off, but apparently that is higher performance to have that turned off. So we're in.
Matt Davis says emulate Wii Sports on the 557.
We will. I want to look at Vita. I think Vita is fair to look at, and I would like to at least begin trying a game on Switch before we end the stream.
Here's the idea, okay?
Okay.
You prop up the 557 on something, maybe your succulent plant over there. Then you get out 2 candles and you light them, and then you pair an actual Wiimote to the 557, and then you play Wii Sports. That's how you do it.
I could try that. There are 2 wolves inside me, Todd.
No, there's not.
Oh no.
One of them wants to try your idea, and the other one wants to go to bed. I know which one is going to win.
The one that gets the candles out?
Oh, Michael Benny. Okay, so everybody, I'm sorry about this, but I did commit to this in 2025. Every hour I'm on a live stream, I have to get up and do squats for my health. And my knees are hurting, so I'm going to do that now while we wait for these. God, I'm sorry. So sorry. Okay. In fact, you know what? Let's do this. You don't want to see me full screen doing squats. Let's do little stubs.
Where are you going?
Okay. Do some push-ups.
I'm real proud.
All right. It's warm in here, though.
We got to get you one of those like Dyson bladeless fans.
Yes. That'd be good. I got my window open, though. It's just, I have so much heat coming off my desktop rig.
Gamma
And-
said, "What in the Final Fantasy VII gym squat challenge is going on in here?"
So I committed, and Rob committed with me, by the way, that every hour on stream we have to stop for a minute to do squats and push-ups. Or we switch it up every time, whatever. A little bit of exercise, a little bit of movement. I've done it every time, every stream now. Rob has not done it once. I just want to point that out. So if he's still in chat, Rob, put on some pants or not. I'm wearing shorts. You think I have any shame? No. Do some exercises with me. Come on. This is a team thing.
He said he just did them.
Okay. I believe you, and I want to believe you.
Hey, Rob has never lied to me that I know of.
Rob wrote me an awesome story yesterday that I narrated on Discord, and that was a lot of fun for me.
I was like laying in bed.
I know that
Laying in bed.
I know that he used AI to write that though, and that's okay.
And I'm like, why is Stubbs sending me voice memos? What is going on? So I was like, he probably needs help. If he can't type, something's happened. I get up, I find my AirPods in the dark, and then that is what I had to listen to.
Let's go look at these Geekbench scores. Here we go.
It was everything that played out beforehand.
It was a something, definitely something. Rob wrote a story about me that I had narrated about myself. We have 1450 single core Geekbench 6 and a 4500 multi-core score. Let's write those down, everybody. And here on the portal, we have a 5699 multi-core, 2066 single core. So I mean, obviously the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 beats the Dimensity D8300.
What is that, a 25% difference?
Something like that. And we're going to get the RP5, which will be the same as over here. We kind of already know those results. So I'll leave the GPU results up here to compare against. But can I go back and see without losing this?
Matt said, will the 557 be powerful enough to brute force through the harder to emulate PS2 and GameCube games and end up being more performant than the RP5? It seems to be already the case.
I love the Flip. I'm just going to say that. Flip has been super hit or miss for people. Like, it's a very subjective handheld. And again, what the hell? But everything else, yeah.
I just want a GPD XD2.
That's what it is for me so far. It's the closest we're going to get. But the GPD XD2 is a sexier looking device still to this day for me.
To be honest, it still does everything I would want it to do.
To be honest, I'd agree with you there. It does. For the older gen stuff, the screen isn't that nice anymore as far as IPS panels.
How many years ago was that?
2015 for the XD and 2017, I think, for the XD Plus first version. 2018 for the second version, which had the more matte shell, which was nice. Can I just once again bring up this Ronald McDonald case that they sent with the 557? This is a must buy. You don't need the hand. Like, skip this, but you got to buy this.
I don't think you're going to be sending me that. We have different contacts for Anbernic, and so I don't usually get the weird cases. I never got the Gucci case either, which I'm kind of sad about.
Look at the hollow Anbernic logo. You got to get this. This is like $10. Just go buy it if they don't send it, because you got to have it. Look at this. It reminds me of getting my Happy Meal when I was 5.
I do love weird colored bags. Started a collection.
Can we kick Todd off the stream, Andrew?
I can't kick anybody.
I got to give you admin rights. All right. Okay, results. Todd, I appreciate your bag collection. I'm sorry that I was causing problems just now. Okay.
It's okay.
Here's the results. We're looking at 1219, 1450, 2066. So that is a clear jump, but not as big of a jump as we were seeing in the 3D Mark on the 557 versus the RP5. Over here on the GPU side, 3416, 4500, that is a much bigger jump in multi-core. And of course, neither one of them can match what's going on here on the Odin 2 portal. Let's go over to, we got these written down.
Andrew, are you writing these down?
You just take a quick screenshot, probably easiest.
Oh,
Yeah, because I'm getting ready to bounce, Todd. Just take a screenshot so you guys
hang on. I got it. Give me 2 seconds here. I gotta pull up the snipping tool.
Yeah, because it's
Stubbs,
almost
make a cool
1:30.
face. There you go. All right, I got it
Good.
over in the corner. I got it in
Okay.
the corner. Yeah.
Okay. GPU. Boop, boop, boop.
Was there only 2 color options for this? There's 3, right? Or is it just white and just purple? I can't remember.
Thank you, Retrospect. It's just white, just purple. Yeah, just these two. Just like the
Okay.
556 where they had just blue and just black. Someone's going to get the quad core or the quad combo where they get both colors of both handhelds and they'll have the complete RG55 lineup.
If I didn't already sell my 556 that was black, I would definitely swap out the D-pad, the buttons, stuff like that. I like white handhelds, but I don't always love white on white.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Let's see. It's getting to be nighttime here, so we'll turn down the lights a little bit. It's time for RH After Dark, everybody, where we let our hair down a bit. Pull out our feather duster.
Matt Davis, minor request for a full-length taped review of 557. Please test WRC Rally Evolved on PS2. DM me and Stubbs both that separately, and one of us will probably make that happen for you. That's actually a really good game, too. That's funny that you bring that up.
Someone's asking what version of the Portal. This is the
Pro.
But this is the review unit version of the Pro, meaning it has 256 gigabytes of internal storage instead of 512.
Oh my God, that makes so much sense. I was so confused. So when I was filming my video for the Portal, I was so confused when I went to the website to showcase like what you get for what you pay for.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I was installing games, I'm like,
What
why
the
do I
hell?
have 12 gigabytes of RAM, but only 256 gigabytes of storage?
Oh no. Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah, it's the review unit version. It's a little different.
Whoops.
Battery died in here. All right. RP5. But we have the result already. What was the result on the Geekbench GPU for the Flip? I don't want to run it again.
For what?
For the Flip 2, we had a GPU result just a minute ago.
3964 for Geekbench, right?
Stel L Elias. Sorry, I don't have your last comment on screen. I only see the last like 10 comments. What was
Yeah,
your
I got it.
comment? Okay.
He said these tests were made for Dimensity chips in game. I bet the RP5 and 557 come out the same in PS2 performance, which is where I draw the line. That's actually not true. We have already debunked that. We were playing full 4K with a couple of games on PS2 with the 557 already. So
Yeah, we definitely are punching. We're punching above in performance for PS2, but I think it's going to be Switch is where the difference might be. That's what I keep hearing from people. I'm going to restart the test just in case. On the Flip, flippity flip, and we'll
always go back to playing some games.
Yeah, you know what's nice? Yeah, what's nice is that I can just, while we're waiting on that, I can just pop this bad boy in over here. Yeah. Son of, get in there.
Yeah. Someone said the GPU score on the Flip was 3964. Yeah, that's what I have written down over here too.
So GPU, ignore that. 3964, 7598. Dang. Look at that freaking GPU on here. Okay, and 9328 on the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2. Crazy. Okay. All right. So
is the GPU and Dimensity chips, is that a Mali GPU?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. And then it's Adreno in Snapdragon, right?
Yeah. That's why there's such a... That's why the drivers matter.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to think. I was like, there's a reason why it's going to pull ahead regardless.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, yo,
Okay.
I'm gonna bounce. It's
right, man.
1:30. I gotta go wake up the wife and get her to bed and stuff.
Get some sleep, Andrew. Appreciate you. Thanks for joining the
Yeah,
stream. Thanks for
Good
hanging
to
out.
see you again.
Peace.
yeah, man. Y'all have fun.
Take it easy. You
Don't
be
do
back
anything
tomorrow?
stupid, Stubbs.
I'll try not to. I'm too tired to
I'll
be
keep him
too
in line.
stupid. Yeah. We got to wake up and do this
And
all again
depends
tomorrow.
on the time. Depends
Yeah,
on
right.
the time, Stubbs.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up, everybody. Any last moment game requests? See, Andrew. Have a good night.
Later,
Do you
guys.
have WRC Rally for PS2 already on your SD card? Probably
Yeah,
not.
PS2. Let's see.
There's a rally game. There's a rally game on the Android store that's really, really fun. I can't remember the name of it, but I was playing it a ton when the RP5 first came out.
Oh, you know what? This isn't in dark mode. Let me double check. I thought I had this in dark mode when we were comparing the screens earlier. And I want to see if this makes it any more red toned.
I wasn't looking so much at the
No, it doesn't. It doesn't make it any more red tone. Okay, so that
I
wasn't.
was gonna say
All
I
right.
wasn't looking at the drop down menu. I was just looking at the whites on the screen itself were like
This is
way
comfy,
colder.
Comfy and cool. I think that's what I'm going to title it. Like the first look video. It's comfy and cool feeling.
Rush Rally. Yes, that's what it is.
Rush
Rally.
Rush Rally. We'll see what we have. I don't know if I have that particular game. I can't remember, but
No, Rush Rally's that's an Android game. But it's
Hot
really
Lap
fun.
League. Hot Lap League is one that Rob always talks about.
They need to put parking garage rally circuit or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
On Android. Russ got me so hooked on that.
I got to try that one out too. And people here in chat are saying, where was that comment? I don't care. Baka says, I don't care as much about Switch emulation, but it's sad that there is no Linux support for Dimensity SoCs. Yeah, so, I mean, that is one thing. You're going to get a little less performance on the Snapdragon 865, but because you have Linux support, you can do Rocknix. That means you can do Xbox emulation right on the handheld. You can do PS3 emulation right there. Although Android is starting to have some support for PS3, which is really cool. I haven't played with it too much yet. It's early days, but it's very exciting. Very exciting.
Someone said Tony Hawk's Underground 2. That would be a nightmare to load up on a live stream because there's so many licensed songs.
Well, oh yeah, I know.
You could do it with the sound all the way off, I guess. Yeah.
Let's look at WRC. Do I have it? No, I don't. That makes sense. Not really a game I've played too much before. And somebody wants to see real quick RetroArch, John Trigger, RetroArch. You want to see? Oh, you want to see the video timings? Yeah, we can do that. The synchronization stuff.
Yeah, Rocknix on the RP5 is pretty cool. I was shocked how well that Xbox actually ran on it.
Okay, so it's set to a 60 hertz for vertical refresh. Estimated refresh right now, it's still dialing it in, but it's very, very close with a 9% deviation from 60 hertz. I believe this is a straight up 60 hertz panel, but I am also not the right person to ask. The Gamma Squeeze will tell us these true deep dive details of this. Mr. Gamma, are you in chat still? Looking forward to any improvements or fixes you have. Can we fix this PWM flickering? Is that something that we can fix in software? Or is that just like this forever?
I wonder, because he probably would have addressed that with his changes to the 556, no?
Yeah.
He would have been investigating it at the same time, maybe? I don't know. Maybe start doing some more squats. They'll come back in here.
I know, right? So I do believe it's a 60 hertz. We are seeing a 60.2 hertz, but look at that again. We're seeing a 17% deviation there after 2,048 samples. But maybe you're right. Maybe it's just slightly above 60. So what we can do here then is you can click here and define it. We can do 60.2. And we can load content. personally, myself, one D-pad test I like to do is Captain Skyhawk on NES. Let's see if we see any screen tearing. Now that we've set that vertical refresh rate specifically to 60.2.
We will find out.
Okay, so in Captain Skyhawk, you got to have super tight reflexes on this D-pad. This tests the left and the right D-pad.
See, my thing with the 556 D-pad is you couldn't necessarily feel when you were making a full press or not, but other than that, it was fine.
Yeah, I noticed that when doing like Hadoukens and stuff. It was
You
kind
just
of
have
annoying.
to watch on screen.
Yeah, and like Twisted Metal 2 though, which is my true test for having the right feeling D-pad. It passed that flying colors, which makes sense to me because it feels similar to a PS1's D-pad, but not
Super
separated.
mushy.
Yeah, that mushy feeling, which I mean, I prefer that usually. But unfortunately, it is just a little bit, because it's so mushy, I'm a little bit sloppy right now.
It feels like it's a tad high too.
Mm,
Or does it just look that way because it's white on white?
yeah. No, it's not. It's not high. I mean, can you believe I didn't die while not looking at the screen for a minute in this game? This game's crazy. Ah.
John
no,
Tiger, this is a development unit. It's not retail because they have not released any retail units yet.
Yeah, I don't know if this is this is probably not the mass production unit. This should be 90% of the way there, but there might be slight things they're going to change, like the resistance on the triggers, I'm guessing. This one has a little bit of variance.
And they don't usually send us these development units with enough time that we could give them any sort of feedback. So usually when we get them, it's very representative of final hardware for the most part.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except for in the weird, the weird 1% of time where they actually like update their models like they did with the SP, but that was because there was kind of like a lot of people coming at them for that.
Yeah. All right, so my favorite game, and you'll see this in my video when it comes out, which will probably be out not too long after the stream ends.
Is it already filmed all the way?
Yeah. It was filmed earlier, and it's been in editing with our editor, producer Sony. Let me check in on Discord and see where he's at with that. He might have an update for me. But we wanted to push it out tonight, even if it was late. Oh, he said he's 70% done. Okay. As of 40 minutes ago, so we might be around 80% done.
Nice.
I'm telling him I'm stoked. Let's go. Okay. Okay. Now we're just going to play just a little bit of PS1. Twisted Metal 2. Get out of here, plant.
Trying to skim chat real quick, see if we missed any questions.
Now's the time to ask them. We're starting to wrap up here.
Yeah.
How much weight in grams? So this is 347 grams. Justin, PS. What a joke. Push the system. We're just doing a D-pad test right now, Justin. We're not trying to push the system.
I am shocked that you were able to get 6X in PS2. Like, I don't know. I can't wait to get my hands on this thing.
Yeah, the performance has been crazy.
Do the sticks pull off? No, they don't. Unfortunately, I was really hoping they did so you could put some larger caps on, but I wonder why. It makes no sense to me why they used the same sticks for 80 years, then they developed these awesome sticks for the 406 lineup or whatever, and then they just like out of left field decided they wanted to go back and do something different again.
We'll blow up the Eiffel Tower. Here we go. Boom. Get that bridge. All right, so let's test out the D-pad. Up, left. Up, up, left should get Axel to jump here. And then left, right, up. Ice blast. Right, left, up. Fire blast. Flawless. Really easy to do. Some handhelds don't pull that off super well. And for me, like, this is one of my favorite games to play on any handheld. And for me, this is sort of my
I actually played it quite a bit with the Battle XP.
Yeah. That's a good one.
The other not Anbernic that we got this year.
I'm stuck. Anyways, yeah, so that looks good. I know the Battle XP, the non-Anbernic, that really is kind of Anbernic.
It's a great little device, honestly.
I also love Vita emulation. Now, Vita emulation is super hit or miss still. We're only on version 12, the most recent, but
there's just so many good games stuck on Vita.
There are. One good one to test on Vita is going to be Persona 4 Golden. A little bit to get into the game, but
a little bit.
Well, relative. I mean, it's better than like Wind Waker.
I guess that's true.
We can skip some stuff. Yeah, and John, it does have L3 and R3. And the sticks, look how tiny they are. Again, I have big thumbs, but they are like baby-sized thumbsticks, but they're super comfortable and very accurate and full range of motion. No grinding of the joystick as you pivot around. Full range of motion.
Is it the exact same travel as the Joy-Con, or is it like a tad more? It kind of looks like more.
A little bit more than a Joy-Con.
See, that dust shield around it makes me feel like it would pop off, but like, you know.
Yeah. Clayton says, you have a white one on the way. How good is the screen? You must be a fellow YouTuber, sir. Welcome. The screen, I mean, it's the RP5 screen, but tuned a little different. So that we have some PWM, as you can see, which is the main thing that my people are going to see on camera that I'm sure is driving most people crazy watching this.
You never watched Clayton's content? He makes great videos. You should check his stuff out.
Yeah, I would love to check out. We love to have creators that we haven't worked with before or talked with before on the show and on our podcast on Mondays. Clayton, if you're ever into that, we love to interview other YouTubers and content creators and connect with others. So that I'm gonna check your stuff out. Yeah, I haven't seen. What's the channel called?
I think that's his channel, Clayton Morris, if I'm not mistaken. Or
he's
to be honest, I recognized him by the icon here on screen when his chat popped up.
I'll check it out. That's cool. Retro handheld type stuff.
Yeah, let's see.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, man. That'd be really cool. I'm gonna have to look up here. Is it called Redacted?
Mm-hmm.
Redacted
but
News?
I think he has another channel. This isn't his only one, I don't think.
Oh, I see. He has one for gaming. Jeez, man. Interviewed Tucker Carlson. That's crazy. 2.63 million. I don't know why I haven't run into you before. That's amazing. Okay. And you're doing gaming here with NES. Oh, that's cool. Switch. Okay. Oh, you're doing game hunting too. Yeah, I'm so into physical game collecting right now. We have to talk. We have to talk. All right, man. If you're down, I'm sure you're a very, very busy guy, but would love to chat and have you on the show.
Speaking of game hunting, I've been kind of debating if I wanted to make content around game hunting because I find such crazy stuff, but I just don't know if I should do that separate from, the main gig. So I go back and forth on that all the time.
It's just I just want to have some certain nostalgic items that I had, back in the day that make me feel happy to see in my environment. And that's really about where I'm at with it. I might not even
Hey,
play them too often. Come on.
just tell me what you're looking
Me.
for because like I said, I hunt weekly.
Huh? Huh?
I just picked up a Switch OLED for $52 the other
Yes.
day. My wife found it.
Perfect. Really?
Yeah, it was at a thrift store. It was $95 because they couldn't test it because they didn't know how, and it was 40% off day, so that ended up being $52.
I am so into that right now, hunting for those great deals, and it's something that I haven't done in probably 8 years. But I used to go thrifting a lot, get like the crazy Disney VHS tapes that are worth a lot of money. You'd find them at Goodwill for like 99 cents. You'd sell them for like 10, $20. Just if you have time for that. I mean, it
The
can
next
be a
time you
really
make your,
good way
say,
to
the
make
next time
money.
you make your trip out to the San Diego area, let me know and
Yeah.
I'll take you to all the spots.
Yeah, that'd be fun. That'd be cool. I got to get out more. I got to talk to Clayton. I got to get out more. I got to go with you thrifting. I mean, there's so much to do. There's so much to do.
Does this game run full speed, like on most devices? I have not messed with Vita emulation pretty much at all, to be honest.
It's one a lot of people don't get into because it's such limited compatibility with games right now. But I don't know. It's one of the use cases that I like to try on a lot of these Android handhelds. I didn't use Vita a lot in its heyday, but I've really gotten into the system more later on. But yeah,
So I
anyways, to answer
use
your question, Persona 4 Golden is one that you can run on many of these handhelds without too much of a problem. It's more, I want to see if the compatibility is there and it's okay. But so far, no crashes, no nothing. It's still compiling the pipelines.
and you're playing it on an OLED screen as it was intended,
Yeah.
as God wanted for that
As
game.
God intended, yeah. Also, Persona 4 is a good one just to test like range of motion on your character. You can do like a perfect circle right there. Also, Perfect Circle is a great band. I still recommend.
I knew you were gonna say that. I just knew you were gonna go into that. That's funny.
Mind meld. The last thing I want to do before we get off stream here, we're running long. I always say, we're going to do a 1 hour stream, a 2 hour stream, and here we are creeping up on 3 hours once again. I'd like to do Switch really quick, just a little bit. We've been talking about it all stream.
What do you have, Sudachi?
Whatever we want. Azuhara, Sudachi. I know Rob recommends Sudachi for the Snapdragon 865 chipset, but honestly, for this Dimensity, I'm completely in the dark on what we should choose. This is new territory now. We could do. At some point, you just got to pick one and just go. So let's just do Sudachi, latest build. Is that right? Oh, 2024? No, here's a Sudachi app mainline release. This is newer. Okay. Don't look at this stream, Nintendo. Don't worry about this, Nintendo.
I was gonna say, especially that part.
I own all these things. Nintendo, I'm buying the Switch too. Please forgive me.
Here at Toddtronics, we do not condone the behaviors of Mr. Stubborn Pixel. We are just an innocent bystander. Just kidding.
No, I liked it.
So my buddy got to go to the Switch 2 event, and he said that he went in like a skeptic, and he left completely convinced. So I'm hopeful.
Yeah. I mean, I know Bob Wolf was kind of big on it too. All All right, of these games, what do we want to play? I mean, what I like to play on this usually is like Mega Man 11. That's a good starting point. But I heard
Hades?
You want to try Hades. Now Hades can really chug, so that's a great one.
Yeah.
It's one that usually barely works. So
And it doesn't have a
call.
lot of alternative ways to play it already.
Now we are on a 720p mode, so we're in handheld mode on this by default, right? On Sudachi. And we're not doing any custom drivers right now.
Matt, I don't think you understand that they don't sleep. They work round the clock.
Yeah, well, it's probably their American lawyers who are scanning.
It's AI.
Yeah. Well, the stream, it's still up as of now. Let's see if it's up tomorrow.
All right, let's see how this works. I'm curious. Everyone wants to know how good the sticks are. He said that they're fine. They're serviceable. They don't have cardinal snapping.
No, the sticks are really nice feeling. They're just small, but they feel great. And they do have LED lights that go around, but we're on low battery right now, so they're turned off. Okay, so let's check. But yeah, the sticks, even though they're small, I'm going to add some caps on there. But I am a
It's
fan.
Not looking good.
Yeah, and so as we expected, Switch is the weak spot for the Dimensity 8300. The compatibility is not really there yet. The drivers are not quite there yet. Now, can we load custom Mali drivers and get an improvement? That's the question.
You cannot do. You could do stick toppers, but you can't take the actual joysticks off.
Yeah,
they don't have cardinal snapping.
No cardinal snapping. Yeah, and my video will be out here shortly, later tonight, so you can see all the tests done for that. But yeah, the joysticks feel good. Honestly, I forgot that they were tiny as I've been playing here today. But they just comically look funny, right? They're very funny and small joysticks. So yeah, we're not getting full speed, so Switch really is going to be the bottleneck on this chipset. And that's the only thing. We're going to, let's go full screen here.
Womp womp.
Womp womp womp. As we wrap up this stream, let's get into chit chat mode. All right, everybody. So it's been good. 3 hours, way longer than I meant to go on this impromptu live stream today. But so far, again, thoughts on the RG557 is I'm really enjoying it the further I use it. I'm enjoying it the more that I stress test it and see just how good it does in performance. Really, the only thing that made it chug was switch there at the end. Once we switched to Vulkan drivers inside of Dolphin, all of a sudden F-Zero was having no problem up to 4x, as well as in PS2, we were hitting up to 5, 6, and 7x in many of the games. God of War 2, yeah, we're looking at around 3.5x is where we're going to cap out there. But overall, the performance is super impressive. We saw that it landed above the RP5, below the AYN Portal 2, or the AYN Odin 2 Portal, as far as Geekbench and 3D Mark scores went. And it's just very impressive so far. Little joysticks, kind of an annoyance, but not really an issue in functionality-wise. Even with huge thumbs, really wasn't an issue. Buttons all feel good. I don't like the super loud L1 and R1, unfortunately. You know, those kind of drive me crazy. So we're not going to use shoulder buttons really when we're playing in bed next to a partner. If we're out somewhere we want to be quiet on an airplane, probably won't be using those L1 and R1. Might be remapping those. But the face button super quiet, D-pad super quiet. Sticks feel good, perform well. D-pad performs well. Face buttons perform well. Screen is a beautiful AMOLED 5.48 inch. That's nice. We do have that PWM flicker, which is really frustrating and annoying on camera, but I don't see it with my eyes, and probably many of you wouldn't either. Nonetheless, maybe the Gamma Squeeze can give us some sort of fix to correct for that. But that is something on this panel. The panel itself, though, is gorgeous. It gets very bright, gets very dim. Speakers are pretty decent. They get loud, not the nicest sounding, I've heard. But for many, that might not be a concern. For me, it is something that I like to find is good speakers. Down firing, okay. We do have the headphone out, which is nice to see. We do have microSD card, which is good to see. We do have video out of a USB-C port there. The fan is fairly loud as well, which is like, whatever. But we don't really need the fan because this chipset, the Dimensity 8300, does not seem to get hot. Even in our most craziest of benchmarking and testing today, pushing the chip as far as we can, it was not getting hot. It's still cool to the touch. Even right now, there's just not heat coming off of it, except for the screen's heat. And the screen, as you get very bright, it does get warm, as OLED screens will. But yeah, just very, very solid. There are compatibility concerns, though. Some Android apps don't work. Call of Duty Warzone doesn't work, unfortunately. GeForce Now, I can't get to work for streaming, so we'll have to come back to that. Stay tuned for Zoo from Zoo Reviews. He's going to have a deeper dive look at the 557. But yeah, there are some compatibility with Android games, and it's early days for driver support for this chipset, but it is, man, is it a beast for emulation. So, in summary, I like it. It is cool, and it is the most comfortable horizontal Android handheld. Once again, last year was the 556. This year it's the 557. The most comfortable to hold handheld. Hands down. Hands down. So comfy. Good vent smell. And more thoughts to come. So thanks for hanging out with us for 3 hours in this crazy live stream. Thank you to Andrew from our team who hung out and helped us with live chat, as well as Todd from Toddtronics, who's been my buddy hanging out here today, helping us run chat and answering questions for you all and providing some much needed help and support as we go along. And all of our live chat, you all have been the best today, helping me with benchmarking. And
good questions today.
Great questions. Got to meet some cool new people on stream too. Love doing these live streams, everybody. Subscribe if you want to see more of this. We have the Retroid Pocket Classic live stream coming tomorrow morning, which is going to be fun. And we'll probably do another long one. I believe Rob may or may not join me for that one. We'll see. And content all throughout this weekend on the Retroid Pocket Classic, on the RG557. Check out our channel for more. Check out Todd's channel at, where are we at? At Toddtronics, right there. And check him out on YouTube. He'll be covering the RG557 and Retroids when he gets those. And yeah, just thank you everybody for doing what you do. Let's go ahead and get the heck out of here. Let's go. Also, it's a good time to pick up merch. You need a sweatshirt, you need anything to keep yourself clothed during this this season, go ahead and check that out. It is rh-go.link/merch.
Grab a fanny pack.
You gotta get those fanny packs, man. You gotta get the fanny packs. I want to thank you all again so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share to stay in the know for all of your favorite retro handhelds. And a special thanks once again to our channel members, our patrons, and our subscribers. You make everything here possible for us. Perks with RH start for as little as $3 per month. Join us in the Discord to chat and play games with us. And join us tomorrow for that Retroid Pocket Classic live stream and videos. Check out tonight. Later, there's going to be the drop of my unboxing and impressions for this RG557. I show some stuff I didn't show on stream here. And until the next one, this has been Stubbs on behalf of Todd saying, take care of those handhelds.
Wait, hang on. I got a handheld. I got one.
Take care of them and take care of each other too. All right. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Peace out.